Hey, listen, I asked her if my penis looked like a clock, and she said no. And then I said it will with your face and two hands on it. So, anyways.
Well, I mean, that's good. Some cover up you got to cover up the black eye. I'm just saying.
Oh, wow. All right, let me turn this down just a little bit.
Am I loud?
No, no,
No.
my speakers were loud. Trust
Oh,
me.
I'm sorry.
I got.
I'm sorry.
Right,
Shane
Dolores?
is. Hey, listen, Shane is a little tipsy right now for a Friday night.
You know, and
That's
I'm
what Friday
glad you
nights are
came
for.
on here tonight because I wanted to drill you with questions because
I got plenty.
no,
Well, I
questions
hope
you
you
can
have
have,
answers,
but
not
you need to
questions.
have plenty of answers right now. So
We were talking about you last night
yeah,
Oh,
because you
4.5 inches.
well, you are an anomaly, right? Because all of us have been hanging out, going to shows, not necessarily conventions, but all the shows and stuff for,
vape shows
what,
is what
like,
she's
8
talking about.
years now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you haven't been. So you've kind of been isolated, kind of left to your own devices with vape shops and things like that. So we
Yes.
want to get your perspective from somebody that's not considered a hobbyist, even though you did make your own juice and all that stuff. So we want to know how you got to that point without the influence of all of the yahoos online.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I have never watched any vape channel or whatever. Not because, honestly, I did not even know that
most
that
people
was
don't.
a.
Yeah.
And I've been vaping almost 13 years. The end of this year, actually, I think July, July, August.
Yes, for Yahoo's timekeeper.
Anyways, I think it was July 4th when I found someone that was vaping inside of a house that we were all made very aware
Hmm.
there is no smoking allowed in the house. Which,
Right.
as a cigarette smoker, you ain't got to tell me more than once.
Right.
We don't allow smoking in the house. I don't smoke in my own house. No problem. Well, this lady, who was well into her 60s,
Hmm.
was sitting there using a literally a hundred amp battery,
Hmm.
um, little vape.
Hmm.
And I was like, "What are you doing? You can't smoke in here." She's like, "I'm not smoking. It's vape." I was
Hmm.
like, "What are you talking about?" So I
Wait. None of that makes any sense because number one, there's no 100 amps, and number
We're
two,
no
just
back
four hundred watt or four
four
hundred amp or whatever it is. Four
400
hundred.
the batteries
watts
only go up to
back
30 amps.
13
Okay, hold
years
on,
ago, 400
hold on,
watts.
hold on.
Okay.
What is the Golly, I actually had
400 ma, yeah, ma.
yeah, milliamp.
Okay,
Milliamp, yeah.
Sorry,
okay.
sorry, sorry,
Now you,
sorry.
because you were, I was like, no,
All
dude,
right,
there's no way.
hold
I
on.
was just gonna gloss over that part because it's irrelevant. But anyway,
Thank you, Munchkins. I
you're welcome.
greatly appreciate it. And Shane has been straight up drinking, just so you know.
We're
Um,
catching up to you. You're good.
400 milliamp battery. So if I was to use one of those to this day, I'd be like, this battery's about to die as I just pulled it fresh off the
Yeah.
charger.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So she told me it was American e-cig store or something like that. I
Hmm.
went home
That makes sense.
and I went home and ordered a kit. It was a $40 kit.
Hmm.
Damn.
Uh, and I was just like, let me try this. So it came in the mail. My neighbor across the street, John, he and I both wanted to quit smoking, but there was just no way
Right.
that
All
we
right.
could do it. Well, this kit came into the mail, or came in the mail, and I was like, I read all the directions, I threw it all together.
I didn't read the directions in mine, so good on you for that.
My
I
my
destroyed my shit within like 4 hours.
my very first inhale, I looked at my buddy John and I was like, "Oh, I can quit smoking, no problem." He's like, "Bullshit." So he ended up he ended up trying it and he was like, "Oh, that's good."
Hmm.
Well, his actually took a day and a half longer to get there than mine did. We ordered the same day.
Hmm.
Okay.
So um, I ended up having. So I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and it took me. Well, we were leaving on the boat for the weekend,
Mhm.
and I smoked my last cigarette the night before, and it took me 4 days to finish 3 packs of cigarettes when I was smoking 2 packs a day.
You still had 3 packs. He was like, I
And
got
I
my
was,
standby.
listen, they were
Hey, you know,
very,
smoker, you can't waste cigarettes.
no,
I
listen,
bought
they
a
were
carton and
very,
I had to finish it off, you know.
yes. And I would literally be sitting outside in the heat, the Florida heat, going, why in the hell? I just spent 3 hours with this e-cig on the, don't worry about that. That's just magical. I might have left it in my bedroom when I was changing my shirt. Anyways, um, it took me 3 or 3.5 days. I can't remember what it was to finish those cigarettes. I would go outside and smoke one cigarette and wouldn't go back out for 4 hours because I was like, it tastes like crap. The
Yeah.
cigarettes do, and like it just drove me nuts.
Did you find yourself almost compelled to smoke almost to? Because I did this. Not that I was trying to prove myself wrong, but I was like testing it. You know, like I didn't believe it was actually going to work, so I just kept smoking until one day I was like, you know, this is fucking gross. I'm
So-
not doing this anymore.
I actually we left Saturday morning. We loaded up the 2 kids, my wife and myself.
Mhm.
My neighbor John and his boat, his wife and 2 kids, and we headed out to the river. I had no cigarettes,
Mhm.
and I said to my wife, I said, either this is going to work really well,
Or you're
or
gonna
we're
hate
gonna,
me.
or we're all going to end up dead,
Mhm.
one or the other. So, I actually we went out for 12 and a half hours, and we came in after dark. And I looked at my wife and I said, I'm good. She's like,
Mhm.
you've been great all day.
Mhm.
And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I expected you to have some kind of withdrawals or
I
whatever.
haven't wanted
Right.
to kill you.
Right.
Yeah, no, 100%. My wife and I have been together. This year will be 30 years together, 28 married.
Congrats.
I mean, I'm patient. Like this just shows what kind of patience I am of a man to be with a woman that long. I thought I heard her coming in. I thought I was gonna die.
I don't want to hear that. No. Yeah.
But yeah, it took me. I actually ended up doing. So they had a affiliates um, thing with this company, the American whatever. I cannot remember what it was called now.
It's probably gone now anyway. Yeah. The one I ordered from. I
Well,
don't think it
back
existed.
that far. I mean, I'm just interested to know back that far because I know when I started vaping, there wasn't like all these elaborate flavors you have now.
Nope.
There was
Nope.
just tobacco, light tobacco, and menthol. That's it. There was no other flavors. There was 3 flavors. That was it. I was like, what the hell? I guess I'll have light tobacco. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna ask my wife right now in a text message if she can find my store shirt. So I had a store called Shane's e-cig store.com or Shane's e-cig.com. And so what would happen is people would find me online, and then I would order from this company
Mhm.
that would give me a discount,
Yeah.
and then they would ship it to them.
Ah.
I literally was making money hand over fist working with them.
Mhm.
Nice.
Hold
Drop
on,
shipping.
uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I see you paid $40 for your first kit. My first kit was $175.
Mine was somewhere in the middle. It was like $80 for 2 eco
Damn, man, I
batteries
got
and 2
ripped.
Claros.
So
yeah.
this company I had, they literally had just a little. It would screw onto the battery, and then they would have batteries that, or not battery, but a USB port that would hook to your computer or whatever, so you could sit at your desk.
Yeah.
And you had to pull this little white tip off, and then pour the liquid in, put the tip back on, and I'm talking. I went as far as having syringes, like this flat blunt
Mhm.
Yeah.
syringe to fit. I mean, dude, I started from the bottom. like I started the beginning of this, and it was amazing. When
And see, I have a hard time because when I started, somebody came over and was like, "You got to try this," and I picked it up because I didn't want to go outside to smoke anymore because I was lazy. Yeah,
Property of Shane's e-cig. Double
and then
XL. Yeah, there
and
you
be a
go.
it's and
quitter. I
and
like
my
it.
and my yeah my catch slogan was "Don't be a quitter."
So, because I found within, as soon as I melted my first two Cleros, because I got banana juice and I didn't know about the whole uh, polypropylene plastic shattering like that, right? I found uh, ECF, the electronic cigarette forum, and I just sat there and read for like, I don't know, 8, 9 hours, and that's how I found the Vapors TV. So did you have any resources other than just the shop that you bought from?
Okay, so this I'm actually looking on my phone right now because I believe they are still in business right now. So what I did was I went to their website, and then they got into teaching you how to make your own liquids.
Dolores is correct.
Like I don't have the chat up, so I have no idea. You guys are gonna have to read chat because I only got
Okay. They were
Tetley
asking
wanted
who
a
you
reminder of
were,
who you
and
were again. Yeah.
then Dolores said he's a vapor and a paramotor pilot, I believe, which is
Yeah.
correct.
actually.
And a chef.
We just lost a our PG or power paraglider who is also a paramotor pilot. Um, Matthew Bell. He just lost his life to a incident um, the last day or two.
That the
Don't
Who?
one you
tell
showed
her
me
that.
the
Oh,
post of?
listen, I know Matt. I've the dude was super awesome, totally great guy, and I do from the bottom of my heart just it kills me. That guy was a phenomenal person, and he was really good for the sport. He was a really good pilot, followed the rules like we're all supposed to do,
Yeah.
and it just kills me, dude. It's ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah, I did not know that. That sucks.
Is that the same person that you showed me the post about the other day?
Um, I don't
Because
think
they
so.
didn't give his name. He just said that he
He
watched
was
his friend crash.
yeah he was so he took a spiral down. I don't. There's not the whole incident is not up and running yet. All
Right.
the details. From my understanding, he just spiraled down into the ground, and that was it.
Accidents
Yeah.
happen.
He didn't have a reserve or anything, or
I yeah, I can't
I mean, even if
answer.
you did, when you're spiraling like that, what are the chances that you can throw it and clear your wing and,
well, it
Um,
depends if
you
you're
know?
spiraling towards your reserve toss. If you're on the same side as the way you're spiraling, I could see it being hard. But
Yeah,
if
easier said than done
well,
when you're
I'm not
sitting
saying you
here,
got a
but
choice of which way you
okay,
spiral, but if you're spiraling to the right and your reserve is on your left, you can throw it out and be okay. Now, if you're
if you
spiraling
have
to the
the
right and your reserve's
wherewithal
on the right,
to,
it would be hard. Yeah.
okay. So I don't remember the. I didn't want to change the subject. I apologize. Um,
oh,
I'm
it's fine.
looking. I'm looking for. I'll have to try next week. Um, I have no idea what the website is. Anyways, I do believe they're still in business, but they ended up having a formula.
Mm-hmm.
So you would type in how many mLs you wanted
Mm-hmm.
total, and then it would give you what you wanted for nicotine levels, and it give you the flavor. The flavor calculation never changed. Your nicotine level changed, and your VG changed.
Right.
So it got to the point at my house, selling out of my house, and this is before ever having any vape stores ever open.
Mm-hmm.
I was having 30, 40 people a night come through my house.
Wow.
And so I would sell anything
You're the
from
flavor dealer.
No, seriously, I
Maybe
was
something other than
concerned.
this fucking tobacco bullshit.
I was so concerned that the cops were going to come to my house and raid my house because
They
I
come
had
in and
the
go, what
traffic.
the fuck is all this crap?
I had the traffic of a crack house
Yeah.
in the worst part of town.
Cops
And
bust in. Why does it smell like blueberries in here? What if you
oh,
show us where the
seriously.
goods are?
So I would order at a 10% discount. My first major order from them was $2,200. So
Damn.
I ordered $2,200 worth of stuff. There were kits. There was just all kind of stuff. And then I found, God dang it, what is the name of the? It's a candy store online. But I have to
Candy
get up.
store.
So it's a candy flavoring store.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go and get a bottle. I can't remember. Anyways, I found them. I found VG and I found nicotine all online. So I pretty much bailed on the American e-cig store, whatever it was called. I can't
Mhm.
remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I started making my own. And then all of a sudden, slowly but surely, all these vape stores started showing up.
Uh-huh.
So I carried everything from, what was it, 15 mil, 30 mil, and 60 mil.
60 mil is probably like a huge bottle, and people are like, this is going to last me a year.
Yeah. So
Now it's gone in a day.
so now we're talking nicotine levels from 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, and 36, or 24 and 36
I'll show you,
milligrams.
Tetley.
So what are we looking at?
He wanted to know what was up in the window. That's my curtains. So you can. There's a moon and the water, and then next to it some more
Yep.
water and clouds, which you can't really
All
see.
right,
but
Dolores
yeah.
just put in a link that says www.americanvape.com.
If they have, I want to shrink you guys down. I want to try to find
There's the
this.
mod
I
stand.
mean, that's what I do. I always like just shrink
Oh,
the
I'm
Zoom
in
window
front
off
of
to
it.
the side.
There's the mod stand.
Munchkin, I'm an idiot when it comes to computers, just so you know.
There's
Well,
the
you don't need to look
mods.
at us. You can drop the screen down. You'll still be there.
Oh,
There we go.
we're back. All right, where the hell?
Well, you
Okay.
never went anywhere, but you're good.
Well,
Just don't hit the X.
Glad you're safe, John. John literally landed when the show started. Then he's like, "I'm taking off again," and now he just landed again. So
Well, technically, the show hadn't started yet when he said he was taking.
you
back off.
guys will let anyone on your show. Yeah, Will.
Pretty much.
yes.
gotta-
Will.
We got to have a meeting to see if we can get you on. You know, we
Oh,
got to have a council
That's me.
meeting.
Hold on.
Why are we looking at your forehead, dear?
Okay, we're good.
We're not
Sorry about
looking at
that.
my forehead.
Well, that's.
I
what
was showing the other stuff. The stream
Okay,
is
well,
old.
it like froze on your forehead.
Okay, well now I can see the chat. I had to mute my
YouTube.
Mute the show.
Gotcha.
my YouTube. Apparently, this is my first time ever doing this.
That's
Hey,
what-
Will, I actually, Scuba Steve, if you don't mind, on Tuesday night, Paramotor Hangout, we're going to have Dave Ruff on the show, and I need Will to do a thumbnail. We are going to talk about consequences and liability of a paramotor pilot.
Yeah, but Dave Ruff doesn't really. Well, no, I can't say he don't fly anymore.
I know the perfect person you can use as a good example of liability and how to escape it because you're a shisty scam artist.
Well,
Okay.
if you're talking about the same person that I'm
computer
thinking,
salesman
you're well. There's actually going to
from
be
Utah.
there's actually going to be so Dave Ruff is pretty much going to just take over the show. Where I'm just going to sit back. He's got some very good points, very good information, and some major concerns
Mhm,
with a particular teacher in
mhm.
this sport.
Okay.
And
Well, there's a couple of them I can think of, but yeah.
well, if I was to say Kurt and just leave out,
Okay, yeah, that's all you had to
Yeah.
say right there.
Yeah, but as far as I know, he hasn't killed anybody yet, right? Unlike somebody else I know.
it is coming.
Well, I don't know him because I'd kick him in the
if
shins.
he
'cause-
hasn't, he would never film it. It would never make it online.
So-
I'll tell you
Well,
that.
God,
So-
I would hope he wouldn't film it. I mean, that'd be kind of like, look at him go. I mean, yeah, that wouldn't. Would be
So
cool.
Dave Ruff is going to come on Tuesday night and
Mhm.
just pretty much have a feel. He has to, as a USA PPA, whatever US PPA, whatever it's called.
Yep.
Investigator
Yeah,
thingamajigger.
he has to be very, you know, whatever you want to call it, ethically correct.
Yeah.
But
Professional. Yes.
for one thing, with Cole and Nick Fitzakis, that's going to be a little subject, and then this whole Kurt Fister thing is going to be a whole nother subject. I'm pretty much just going to come on, share the start of the show, and then step back and
Let her
just
roll.
Relax.
Yeah.
Just let it roll. I got you.
Mhm.
yeah. So, and I mean, we talked about it. There are some really good points and really big major concerns that he
Mhm.
needs to discuss. And I get it. It's for the sport. It's not for one person to attack another person. It is
Right.
literally one person expressing his concern about
Well,
someone else.
we deal with the same thing with vaping, especially when they started to look at us harder. If we don't regulate ourselves, they're going to come down on us harder
Right.
than.
They're
And
already
that's
trying to take us away, but
and
we're fighting big pharma and tobacco and everything
you know,
else. So
I
And
think
that's
there's a bigger safety issue on the
Yeah.
line with the
and
paramotor,
that's
though. You know.
and that's what I've always told people about vaping. So
Mhm.
you have the pharmaceuticals who are not making any money on the patches, the nicotine patches. You got cigarette companies who are losing billions of dollars every year because they're not selling cigarettes. Everyone's switching over to e-cig. All of a sudden, e-cig is bad for you. It's going to cause you to have popcorn lung.
Mhm.
You're not going to be able to breathe. This and that. I am 13 years into smoking, and I go through one of these every 3.5 days. It's
13
100
years
mils.
out of smoking, not
Yeah.
into
Yes.
smoking.
Yeah.
We know what he meant. Yeah.
I mean, you mean
Anyways.
vaping, but yeah.
So vaping for 13 years. Every now and then, and I won't say this in front of my wife, every now and then, when I go to a flying without her, I have smoked a couple packs of cigarettes,
Mhm.
and it's never like I don't enjoy it. Like it
Yeah.
just was one of those I want to be bad for the
Wow.
weekend kind of thing,
Mhm.
and I hated it. I literally
You're
hated
like, ew,
it.
why am I doing this?
Yeah, why? See,
Why
I'm
would you
too
want to
scared to
eat?
do that because I don't want to ever get hooked back on cigarettes again. I really think.
Clearly not, Will, because
if I-
I think whatever he's lost, I must have gained it.
Yeah, Shane. Yeah, it makes your hair fall out.
Hey, Steve? Can you go ahead and give me admin control so I can block Steve? Will real quick.
That's terrible.
Mute him.
That's terrible.
At least 300 seconds. Come on. Anyways,
Hey, Nick.
I have gone through the start of this. I remember.
Dolores
my neighbor-
timed him out for you, so she muted him.
Thanks.
Wow,
So-
y'all leave Will alone. Jeez.
Dolores
Will's
is
gonna be
making
like,
friends.
"What the hell, man? I didn't do anything."
It'll just give him 300 seconds to think of something else smart ass to say.
So when I started the e-cig, I actually remember going to Applebee's,
Mhm.
and my neighbor across the street and myself both had our little 400 milliamp vape pens,
Yeah.
and he kept blowing smoke up in the air, and I was like, dude,
Mhm.
don't do that. Don't do that. Blow it under the table like I am. He's
Yeah,
like,
just-
why? They can't do nothing about it. Problem number one, they
Yeah.
can't. So the waitress came over and they're like, hey, what are you doing? And we're just like, it's water vapor. And
Mhm.
she ignored it and moved on. But he kept doing it.
Yeah.
And I really, truly, I had a supervisor at the city that I worked for. I had him go down to City Hall, and he's like, there's nothing you can do about it. It's not,
Mhm.
smoke, whatever. Next thing you know, no one in the city is allowed to do it in the buildings, not allowed to do it in the vehicles. I was like, what an asshole.
That's
See,
why we
here
have
they started
that
'cause the
D-bad, not only in paramotoring, but that D-bad is also for vaping. It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Well, see, they interviewed because when they were banning it everywhere indoors because it looks like smoke. They asked the Surgeon General or the Attorney General of Virginia, and he's like, no, because the definition of smoking says something has to combust.
Yep.
Nothing is combusting, so it's not smoking. But he said that all the businesses and all that can make it their own
Yep,
rules about whether you can or cannot.
100%.
And most of the places just say no because they don't want to deal with the smokers going, it's not fair. I'll go to a bar, I will vape, and I discreetly blow it towards it. I used to vape in the courthouse. I
Yep.
would walk down an aisle and just kind of, and people would walk behind me and go, does anyone smell cinnamon rolls? I don't know what you're talking
Oh
about.
man, yeah.
Until I made the mistake of blowing it down my shirt and it looked like my
That
head was on
happens
fire. I
all the
realized I
time.
should not do that.
You go to drive-throughs, they're like, "Oh my god, do you got like cinnamon rolls in your car? What the hell?" Or
People always come in my office and they're like, it
birthday cake?
smells so good in here. Thank you.
yeah.
So I will tell you the first time that I went to a movie theater and we sat. Hold on,
You were sneaking vapes in the movie theater.
So you got to sit in the back if you're going to do that.
Well, sit in the back, but don't sit directly above the projector.
No,
Yeah, don't
you
do
sit
that.
in the back in the corner so it
Hold on.
big
So-
cloud float up in front of the screen.
So true story. I'm sitting there. I'm like, and next thing I know, I see on the big screen just a cloud roll. And I was like,
What's that?
my wife looked at me and she's like, "What in the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Look at the screen, and all you see is just the smoke or the vape." I laughed
Oops.
so hard.
I gotta admit, I did the same thing in a movie theater by accident. I had my vape in my pocket. We're watching a movie. We're like an hour into the movie. I don't even know. It was just habit. I took my vape out and hit it and blew this gigantic cloud. And the people next to me were like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry. I so didn't mean to do that." Because I wasn't thinking about it. I just did it.
That's why I
Right.
just leave mine in the car so I don't accidentally do stuff.
Well, no,
So-
because I like to sneak when I go to the bathroom. I'll sneak a vape in there
Yes,
and then go back
yes.
and watch the movie.
Well, like I had all the people at the courthouse. I walked by one of the deputies, the white shirt sheriff deputy, so he's higher up, and I saw him outside vaping, and I'm like, "What you got there?" And just the deer in the headlight. Look, he looked at me. He's like, "It's not marijuana." I'm like, "Well, I kind of figured that, but what flavor?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, it's blueberry." And then as I'm going through security, they made a game out of having the new guards try to guess what was in my bag. And then one day I came through and they went to the vape shop down the street themselves and were showing me all the goodies they got. So I brought them in business cards and everything. And so it was like show and tell every time I went to work.
All right.
Because they wanted to show me their new goodies.
Now give me a second to show this Stubby 21, the Pink Panther edition. So yeah, there's Scuba stowing off his Stubby. Yeah, I'm gonna expose my Stubby, Cloud Illusions. It's 21 inches long. I got a job. I got a film career after I get done with vaping. I'm just saying. So this is the box the Stubby 121 comes in. It also comes with a door set box, and it also has a tank box that comes with it. Also, here is a card that comes with it, which is pretty funny. This is from Bogan. It just says, "Good day, dickhead. Thanks for picking up a Stubby. About 2 years ago, I fell noggin first in the world of burrows, and it seems many of you have too, so I thought it was about bloody time I brought one out myself with the help of Suicide Mods and blah, blah, blah. Customizable, high quality finish. Hope you think it's a fair dinkum as we do. Cheers, Vaping Bogan." So, and Shane probably is like, "Who the hell is Vaping Bogan?" But yeah, so here's the box.
Don't be picking on me.
Here's the box the tank comes in. So here's the Stubby tank. This is actually where the mod was. I like the fact that tank box fits right in there. I'm going to show y'all the mods. This is the Pink Panther right here with the black doors. Now, when you first get this, it's going to have the pink doors installed. It does come with a door set, like I said, which are black, which is the whole Pink Panther theme. So the mod's pink with black doors, and it also has a black tank. This is not the drip tip this thing comes with. It comes with this drip tip. I will say I absolutely hate this drip tip. If I was you guys, get your own 510 drip tip. Don't use the one it comes with. because you're basically going to be putting your
Kevin said it
lips.
doesn't look as big in your hands.
It doesn't look as big in my hand. I know. Where's the 21 inches you was talking about? I know, right? You got your vape and bogan symbol down here that is actually etched in the metal. That's pretty cool. Behind here is the same panel that's on the regular Stubby. And the battery back here is a 21700 that I have in there right now. I have the Molicel. Let me see if I can spin this around. You can see that's a 21700. There's the Stubby logo. This one isn't busted up like my original one. Let me show you the original next to it so you can see a size comparison. This one obviously is a little bigger than the other one. You got a bigger battery, you're going to have a bigger mod. As far as the tanks go, I do believe they changed the tank a little bit, especially the build section of it. We'll get into that in a minute, but there's the tanks. The tanks themselves are the same size. This one comes with a black tank. You can buy different color tanks. They have like silver tanks, green, red, whatever color tank you want, you can buy online. They only made 420 of these mods. You can see that I have serial number 93 out of 420, and my camera just froze because it wants to be a pain in the ass, but it'll fix in a minute.
Too bad it wasn't number 68.
I know, right? Well, I was hoping for a good serial number. I didn't get it. I got 93, but it's below 100, so that's not a bad thing. But
what did Munchkin say?
So I don't know why y'all are so obsessed with serial numbers.
It's a thing, man. Serial number is a thing.
Not a thing. Who gives a shit as long as you got one?
We don't understand you women with serial killers in Netflix shows. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm not too big on serial.
I will tell y'all from firsthand experience,
like
the battery life on this is way better than
Scott
it was.
Wants to know, is
before.
it leaking or is that condensation?
Here's the pink. Now you do get an adapter to use the smaller burrow tanks if you would like, and here's the pink doors inside of here. I have them still in the plastic. I just basically took the black ones out, threw the pink ones in there, and I was done. I'll show you all the build deck in a minute, but we're going to continue with Shane's vape journey. So another thing, when you first started vaping there, I mean, you say it took you 4 or 5 days before you really stopped smoking.
Yes.
How long before you noticed the benefit, like the...
I have a story for this. I already know where you're going with it.
Okay, go ahead. You see,
So after the so I quit Friday night. I smoked my last cigarette, and then Saturday we went out on the boat. By Monday morning, I woke up in the morning. So understand, when I smoked every morning, I would have this coughing fit, and I would cough up what I'm pretty sure was part of my lung from cigarettes. And then I think it was Tuesday, maybe it was Tuesday or Wednesday, of nothing but vaping. I woke up, let's just call it Tuesday morning, and I had this complete fit. I coughed and coughed and coughed for a good 30 minutes, to the point where I was like lightheaded. I was coughing so much, and I was spitting up all kind of stuff. I went through the entire day after that vaping, and the next morning I woke up, and my wife can tell you, I was just like, holy crap, I feel amazing. Like, I feel like I can breathe. And she's like, what do you mean? Because my wife has never been a smoker. And I was like, I can breathe. I'm guessing that...
Like the air feels like it's hitting the bottom of my lungs now instead of just like right here.
And that's what it was. I think the hacking and coughing the day before was me getting all of the tar and nicotine residue, if you will.
Mucus and all that crap
out. And when I tell you I was coughing up stuff, it was disgusting.
I bet it was like black, nasty lung crap.
I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and that was if we didn't go out that night. If we went out that night, within 6 hours, I would smoke an entire pack of cigarettes.
I could smoke a pack of cigarettes just going out drinking for the evening.
Yeah, it was nothing. So, and I would wake up the next day, my lungs would hurt because I literally used and abused myself.
Yeah.
So that day after of the coughing fit that I had, I woke up the next morning and I was like, holy crap. And my wife's like, what? And I'm like, I can do this without any hesitation. And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I can breathe, I can smell, I can, like, I feel the air in my lungs.
Could you
And
smell the shampoo in your hair after a couple hours?
I'm sorry, have you seen my hair?
Cherokee, the camera's not doing it justice. They actually, I'm going to show it on my other camera because this camera makes it look like they're not the same color. Let me show it on
That
my
is
main camera.
one thing that I noticed when I quit,
Oops, wrong button.
because I didn't smoke in my house. I'd go
Me
smoke
neither.
outside, which is
Nope.
one of the reasons I wanted to start vaping, because I had a new video game and I was tired of going and freezing my ass out on the porch. I wanted to sit on my couch and smoke and play my video game. But that I could smell my shampoo.
Yep.
And
It's just too
or
hard to
even the
get.
fabric softener in my clothes, I could smell that throughout the day instead of just when I put it on.
That cam sucks.
Okay, so Munchkin, did you not get my joke when you asked me if I could smell my shampoo? And I said, have you seen my hair?
I did get your joke. Yes, I got your joke. I mean, personally, I would have taken it a little bit further since we were in the gutter before the show even started. But that's against the terms of service, Shane. No, we haven't seen your hair.
Oh, dang! No, whoa!
Yeah, see, you could have gone there and you didn't, right?
No,
It depends on the light that's hitting this mod. They actually are very similar in color. It's not off like it was with the blue one. I mean, you can see. Look how much of a difference it is on the blue one. It is a big difference between the colors, which it just doesn't show up that good on camera, guys. I'm sorry. But the pink one does match a lot better. Not to mention the fact that I just take these off and I put the black ones on there, and then who cares?
All right, so let me ask you a question. After you bought your kit, right? How long was it before you bought your next mod and told yourself, I'll just buy this one. I'm not going to need anything else?
God, okay, so at that time, there wasn't, so you have to understand.
Yeah, there wasn't much out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, an ego twist. You're like, this is great. I can change the voltage. I'm never going to need anything else.
No, that was even years after I started. There was an option. So what I was buying was 600 milliamp batteries, and then they got up to the 1,000 milliamp batteries, which was a big fat battery with one little button. So this tank sitting on top of here would not even fit on the battery. It was just this little narrow little thing. And I don't know if you guys know or not, but I used to be a volunteer head cheerleading coach for a police athletic league for many years.
They got cheerleaders for? Okay.
No.
Of course, I've never seen very many police athletic games. So.
No, it's police athletic league. So it's for it's a youth group, but it's run by like the police athletic group.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I was the head cheerleading coach for 5 or 6 years, and one of my major things was I didn't want to leave the field to go smoke.
Right.
So at the time, I actually had a little lanyard, and I would tuck this e-cig, this 1,000 milliamp battery with a little tank on it in my shirt, and then no one would even know. And so it got to the point where they came out with this huge, on the 1,000 milliamp battery was a huge, just a big cotton ball that you took a flat syringe, drew the liquid out of the bottle, and then put it in this. And so now, as a youth cheerleading coach, I'm now syringing this thing on the sideline, and I'm like, oh, this isn't going to work for me.
Yeah.
So it became a part of. I mean, everybody knew what I was doing, and at the time it was
still
so
not
new.
Going to stop the funny looks.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. I'll tell you this. I was very my daughter was on my team,
Mm.
and anytime there was a stunt that needed to be used, or I had to show a new move or whatever, I would use my own kid
Mhm.
because as a cheerleading coach,
If you break that one,
yeah,
you already bought it. So
well, you have you okay. So I'm really particular about this.
Mhm.
So you have to put hands in places on
Right.
kids that are anywhere from 14 to 16 years
Right.
old. So I would use my daughter
Mhm.
and show all the kids where to do and what to do and blah blah
Mhm.
blah. And then if the mother or father was okay with it and the cheerleader was okay with it, then
Mhm.
we would use that person
Yeah.
for the stunt. And I can't tell you more. I can tell you more than 2 times that lanyard has caused from catching girls that were thrown in the air, whatever. That lanyard like caught backs and legs and stuff and scratched them, if you will.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
Shane.
what.
I just remembered something. I'm going to put a link in chat. And for anybody else that's got a Sam's Club membership, I want y'all to check this out. This will be perfect for your fly in. It is basically a roll around speaker. It's 200 and something, it's 200 watts when it's plugged into the wall, or it's like 100 and something watts when you're just using the battery, which has got a 100-hour battery life. But it comes with a microphone, so you could actually announce stuff. You could roll that. It's got rollers, so it's got a little luggage thing. You can roll it around and be like, yeah, anybody flying from the left-hand field, blah, blah, blah. You could,
He was
it's
already practicing
99
in the
bucks.
kitchen.
I went in the store. Okay. I was going to buy it yesterday. It was 169 yesterday. I went in the store today. It's 143. Online, it's 99 bucks.
All
I
right.
was like, well, 99 bucks. And Munchkin listened to it today. It's rocks, man.
It
That
does sound
thing's-
good. Yeah.
It's very good. Put the
It's
pink doors on the blue Stubby. I don't think that's not going to work because it's bigger, man. It's not going to fit. You can't put you can't put those doors. They're bigger doors, Cherokee. But
okay.
yeah, I just
So
wanted you to see that because 99 bucks for that would be, and you could go around and do anything you wanted at the fly-in. Just saying. But go ahead.
all right. So I was gonna. The mods got bigger. I shouldn't say they got bigger, but I did start out with a 1650 once I got up to a certain point,
Mhm.
and now I'm up to two 16650s and
18 650s.
16
18. 18.
18
18? Yeah, this
Jesus,
is an
I'm
18
sorry.
650.
I forget the size of the big ones, so because
The big
I'm
one's
just gonna leave
26
it at that.
650,
No,
Wait a
I got
minute.
the 26 650. I forgot the ones in the middle. Hello, T-Bolt.
21 700.
Well, yeah, 21 700s. I forgot what those were.
Damn, that's why this is called the Stubby 21.
Yeah, I'm just like, give me the big batteries. I need the big
Hey,
ones.
We got more
Dolores-
big batteries. We got lots of big ones around here, don't we?
Dolores B, she's like, it's 18650, you dingling. Anyways, you're 100% correct.
The
I'm a
dipshit
little
was implied.
listen, I'm a little hammered right now.
That's
There's
all right.
a good chance I can remember nothing at this point. But anyways, I had started out from just absolutely nothing now. I mean, I don't know. It's for me. There's a lot of people. I have guys at work that are, oh, I got this new one. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Look how
Mhm.
this. I'm like, listen. I'm just trying to not go back to smoking.
So you never got shiny-itis?
No. I did get the ability to quit vaping and cigarettes all at once. I think I went 3 years. I think it was.
Yeah.
And then my son got sick with cancer, blah, blah, blah. We all know the story, moving on. And I went back to it. I never quit. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully y'all can see this. I don't know what it looks like on YouTube though. That's the problem.
if it's my face, it looks great.
It looks like you can't see it. Dadgummit.
I
What are
look
you
great in
trying
the
to do?
dark. Just
I
so you
don't know how to share this on YouTube so that it'll show.
I
It's
don't know.
showing.
You're sharing your screen.
I know I'm
on...
sharing my screen, but so if I go back to this, do y'all see anything on the YouTube?
No, what
I
you
wanted
need
to
to
show.
do.
I want to show Shane. All right, because these are
Okay.
really quick.
Well,
I
that's
want you to
not
see
how you
this
share
one
a
first.
video.
Well,
You
Shane can.
need to set that as a source and have it show on the show instead of you sharing your screen.
Oh, we about to see domestic violence.
Well, I mean, Shane can still see it, but
Yeah,
nobody
I want
else
Shane
can.
to see this. I mean, these
Yep,
are quick videos.
I see it now.
All right,
Yeah.
this is my face plant. This is before I ever actually took flight.
Everybody else in chat doesn't get to see Scuba face plant.
I'm sorry, guys.
Y'all have seen it already. So.
And I can tell you what you did wrong.
Splat. Yeah.
Now, if you would have put your head straight up, looking at the wing, and leaned back, you would have been in flight way before.
Well, you got to also remember,
That's-
what were you on, an Adam
That's
80?
Kevin land, and there's Kylo Glee. This is about to be my landing coming up right now.
Kevin weighs about $150 too, so
Yeah,
It doesn't.
he's light.
No. It's
Here
all
comes
about.
me. This
all
is my
about-
landing, which did not go well, which I still have not had a good landing.
I mean, you didn't break anything, so.
No, but I mean, I think there's a delay when he tells me to pull brakes, so I pull them, but I slide across the ground and go up in the air.
That was a worm burner, yeah.
Now, listen, there's nothing wrong with this takeoff right here. If you were to lean back to the point of you feel like you're going to just like fall backwards, you would have taken off way before.
Oh, this
any
is
of
the
the
one where I chipped a prop. This is
watch-
probably the
Watch
worst.
your posture. Watch your posture. I can tell you right now, you're not leaning back far enough.
You think? Well, I jumped in I got in my seat too quick. You can see that seat's way down by my legs there.
Okay, at
And-
this point, hold on. You see where you're leaning forward? And now
Yeah.
you're straight up. If you were to lean back,
Boom.
if you would have leaned back and kept running,
Yeah.
you would have been gone. The same thing with that video, the first one that you showed. If you go back and look, you will see your video or your cage is like this. If you were to change it at a 35, 40 degree angle, you will find out just how amazing and quickly you get off the ground.
This is my first flight ever. So this was May 5th last year. Just show this. You can see where I'm on an Adam 80 now. This is an
Right.
Adam 80. I'm a big guy.
Right.
So for Adam 80 to get me in the air is asking a lot. I wish I could show you guys this on stream, but if y'all
Yeah,
watch
I mean, because
my
Kevin
videos-
could have just farted and launched himself into the air.
Yeah, he's so damn light, man. And I'm leaning back on this one. I mean, I'm like, I'm gonna do everything
Let
I
me-
can to get
let
in
me
the
see.
air.
Let me see. No, because you're straight. You're
No,
straight.
I'm leaning back here.
Now you are.
Yeah.
Now
I'm like,
you are.
back. There we go.
But if you go back and analyze that video, as soon as you started leaning back, you'll see it. You'll start seeing lift.
Yeah, I could tell that's when it started to lift, but I mean,
I think the concept of running while leaning backwards is
It
hard,
doesn't make sense.
hard for you to wrap your mind around,
Correct.
and your body's like,
But
that's just weird. You can't.
You
do that.
also have something forcing you forward.
Yeah.
So the more you lean back,
Use
so
the
under
motor.
right, once you get this direction, now it wants to push you this way.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're this way, it just wants to push you straight this way.
right.
So as you're running, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm going, and now you start doing this, it wants to go up.
I'm sorry, Dolores. I wanted to show them. I don't know why it didn't.
Y'all
post-
have seen them before, Dolores.
Yeah.
I am going to see if I can find on Facebook real quick.
If
Hold
y'all
on.
go to my channel and look at the playlist for paramotor videos, they're all right there. I got them all in
And-
the same group.
Chevy, I need you to send me your link for your tarts again, because I've lost my entire bag of tarts. I have no idea where any of them are.
Munchkin lost her tarts. She's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah."
I
Yeah.
will show you my first takeoff because I have it on Facebook.
Okay.
All right,
Your
hold on.
first launch? Okay. Oh, you got
My
it
first-
on Facebook, but not YouTube. Oh,
No,
I'm trying to be
no,
secretive.
So I was very particular, not as a sense of I didn't want to show my mess ups, because I honestly had 31 or 32 launches without a failed launch. That wasn't the point. The point was I was trying to learn to fly. So I did not want to mess it up with having um, a camera with me or whatever. So this
Right,
this is
Dolores?
hold on here.
Does
Give me
this work
one.
now? I think they can see my videos. Damn it. Let me see if that
Yes,
worked.
that is how you.
And I don't mean to turn this into a PPG thing.
We go back and forth.
It's fine. I mean,
We
yeah,
haven't
it's
started
fine.
talking about food yet, so.
So y'all can see it
Oh.
now. Let me show y'all what I was showing before. These are really quick, so it doesn't matter. My face plant.
Tony said nobody face plants better than Shane. Just saying.
Yeah,
I
I know.
know.
My face plant wasn't as good as Shane's. He face planted in like 2 steps, so yeah.
Not even.
It was like whoop, whoop, bam.
Oh. And you know what? I posted that for the sole reason of it just shows literally my life. Like that
Oh,
is
wait, that was it.
all right, hold on here. All right, so
Face plant. Let me go back to my bad landing, or let's do the jumped in the seat too quick. Here it is.
all right, since you're done, I'm ready to show you my
Okay. Yeah, I only got to show these couple.
Okay, go ahead. I'm not in no hurry. I got about
I just want
22
people
more
to be
beers
able
to
to
go.
see them because they couldn't.
That's like 27
This was my first attempt at flying. This is why I got in the seat too quick. And I kind of chipped the problem.
All right, well, y'all are doing that. I need to go get my juice and make another beverage.
And then let's go to
Nope, different bald guy score.
my first flight. This is my first actual flight.
All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, I didn't show the bad landing. Wait, I got to show that first. Where's the... Oh, there it is. This one.
I can show you my first takeoff and my first landing, which will make you go back.
That was Kevin landing. Yeah, he landed on his feet, which I have yet to do. I've landed almost on my feet. Here comes me in landing now. So this was, I think, yeah, this was my first flight landing. So, I mean, I didn't crash. Well, I don't know if you would call that a crash. I flared way too late.
That's just a.
That's just the what? The good thing about that wing though is I could feel when the pressure hits on that wing. On the wing I got now, it's kind of like how far down do I gotta go before I can feel any lift. That's the other thing I wanted to show you, Shane. My third flight, the Soar the Shore, which is the September event I went to. I want to show you that landing so maybe you can critique it. You won't be able to see my controls or anything, but I want you to see how slow I was coming in, and that's why I turtled.
Okay. Not. Listen, I
You'll
don't
see
think
it like a couple seconds after me, but yeah, this is my first flight, guys. It's not the best takeoff in the world, but there we go. I'm in
see your motor right there where you start leaning backwards. Then you took off.
Yeah.
If you go back and literally watch
Now my
and
pen
wait
can
for you to
start.
go at that 35, 40 degree angle, as soon as you do that, you go in the air.
All right, this is me flying. We're going to skip ahead. This is absolutely beautiful out here, though. This is where I'm going to fly here in about a month's time. I'm going there to fly again. Just getting near my landing. All right, here we go. I was coming down, and I was like, whoa, this is not good. So I decided to go around. So I'm going to go around here, and then you'll see my turtle landing.
I will tell you for the first year, I did not spot land anything. I landed in that area code.
Well, I did pretty good about landing close to where I wanted to go. It was just the way I came in. And I came into the wind. The problem is it was right around some towards that windsock because that's which way the wind's going.
Right.
And I'm gonna go look how slow I come down. It's almost like a straight down thing.
Oh, shit.
And I kind of just landed on my knees, and then I turtled.
Oh. Damn it.
Oh, because you didn't like
Yeah.
carry the brakes.
Yeah, I was on my knees, but as soon as the wing came down, it was like, yeah, I'm done. I was done at that point. Let me get rid of that now. And there we go. Now everybody can see us again. All right, sorry everybody. I just wanted to go through that. Now, you saw the strobe light? Yeah, the strobe light flies off of there. It's like, whoa. Hopefully now it's back to where y'all can see everything.
All right, let me see if I can show you my my first takeoff. It's on my.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What? I hit share. Sorry.
Will it let you share? I mean, I can. If not, I can tell it to let you.
Hold on. I gotta get this. I think I have. Oh, it's down below. I shrunk it down. Hold on. So share screen. Now to figure out which one this is. Share sound, optimize video clip. Let me try this. If it's not, then I'll just back out.
I'm looking at it now so I can see what it does. I mean, it may. Well, it's whoa.
Oh, hold on. Get rid of that. Stop sharing.
That
There
looks way out of proportion, but
Yep. Hold on. So I got Facebook pulled up. So let me do this. Okay, there we go. Now go back over to this. Share screen. Here's what we want.
Cloud Chucker wants to know how long you've been flying.
A little over 3 years.
yeah.
This is my very first launch.
It's
Can you
because
see
I
it?
have I can see it, but they can't because of the way let me try to adjust. Look at you. Look how skinny you are. We can't trust you when you're skinny like that.
No, I was the heaviest I've ever been right there.
Oh, you went right into
There.
the air though.
That's the way to do it.
And then I will show you. Hold on, I turned that off. I will show you my landing, which will make you mad, and I'll tell you
Sure.
why.
Wait, let me try to adjust the screen, and then this will work.
Oh crap! Hold on.
There, now they can see it.
All right, do we need to show that again?
Yeah, show it again, because now they can
Okay.
see it.
All right. So this is my very first takeoff ever, and FYI, I was the worst kiting student ever of this school. Now look at the position of my motor, and as soon as I lean back, I'm gone.
There.
Was that a 185?
Way to do it.
Yes.
Well, you suck. Try that with an Adam 80. That's what I did. That's not
All right.
fair.
So that here's my landing. This is my first ever landing. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see it.
All right, here we go. Now
See,
this
this is
was
the part that makes my butt pucker.
Now,
listen.
the question
this
is,
is
are
the
you going to
best part.
nail the landing, or are you going to nail the landing like you
Oh.
did?
I am not bragging, but I made my teacher was like, that looks like you've been doing it for a couple years. Watch this foot drag on landing.
Really?
Well, you tell me.
I meant to do that.
Oh, you suck.
But notice he said don't hit the golf cart.
Yeah. That's a rental. Don't hit that.
give Rat the golf cart. Give Rat.
So-
See, I think Steve's problem is that he trained on a
Whoa.
motor that was too small. And
Yes, I agree with that.
and
Uh-oh.
but
Hold on.
I'm fixing it. It's fine. You're okay.
he flew like that a couple
Sorry.
times. So now that he's got his new equipment, his own equipment, it's a bigger wing, it's a heavier
What in
motor.
the world? Oh, it's my
It's
dog.
not reacting like he I
Oh,
wouldn't say
Jesus.
used to because he didn't fly that too much, but he's not it's not reacting the way it did before,
Right.
and that's throwing him off.
Um. So when I first started flying, I started out on a 20, either a 28 or a 30 meter ozone,
Yeah.
and the Moster 185, which is the same motor I have right now, literally the same gear. Except for I went to a
Dolores
20.
said, "Thank you for sharing your videos."
Oh, you're welcome.
Joking on my combos.
But I did switch to a Nuvik Link 2 um, wing, and I'm telling you right now, that wing to me, I've flown outside of the 30 meter ozone for school. I flew, I think it was a 20. There was an ozone. I don't remember what smart car Brian had, but he let me fly that. And I ran. I felt like Forrest Gump after he said he ran for 3 years,
Just
2
keep running.
months. I mean, I was like, oh my God, like I'm almost 50 years old. I can't run this far. Like we got to
Dang.
stop at some point. But and I was leaning back and adding pressure, and the thing's just it was not going up. And then during the SIB courses, I flew my own wing, and then I flew. I want to say a 34 meter wing, which oh my God, I might as well have been pulling a heavy piece of equipment up in the air because that wing just did not come up. It was ridiculous. Um, but once I got it in the air, it worked fine. But Jesus, getting it in the air was a whole different ball game.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. I went from an Atom 80 and struggling to get into the air to a factory R 185. So,
Yeah, but Will went from an 80 to a factory or to a 185.
Yeah, but
and-
Will is
Okay, no. We're not going to talk about how thin Will is and his Dairy Queen.
See, I didn't even have to
habits.
say anything. Will needs to turn sideways when he walks across the sewer grate.
So no, but you're talking about going from a Ford Festiva to an F-250.
yeah.
I was gonna
Okay.
say a Cadillac, a land yacht, so it's
But-
not gonna react like
But when you hit the power for a 185, it's much more power. So it's got more lift, it's got more push. It should actually, and I don't know this to be a factual thing because I started on 185 and I'm still on a 185.
Yeah.
But if you go from an 80 to a 185, that should be stepping up from a golf cart up to a Porsche.
Yeah.
So
that's-
let me ask you a question. How do you learn when you're going from a little tiny training wing to the Cadillac of wings? How do you learn your new flare point? Do you just practice crashing into the ground? Because, oh, okay, that's not it. You know, I mean, how do you know how much pressure you need to push unless you just get it right?
Well, no, what you need to remember is you take, but you never give back.
Yeah.
So if you flare too much and you're like, oh, I'm too high, and you let up, you're screwed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it'll yank you up in the air and then drop you, right?
And then it's going to slam you into
Yeah.
the ground. Man, I don't, I'm so bad at this because,
Well, that was the whole thing.
I mean,
with
isn't
me,
it just kind of a feel thing? You got to figure it out just by
Well,
feel. There
okay.
is no way to do it.
Let's compare
in
this.
Trial and error.
When I was at training, I was flying on a Charger 2 28 meter. Okay. It's a Class
Okay.
B wing.
B2 Dolores.
So
Dolores.
I bought a Class A 27 meter wing. So for me, the trims on that Class A, it only lets you go so far. I mean, it's literally like that much. That's as far as you can go with it.
right.
But I was thinking, well, I need the trims in because I want to be able to take off easy, which I did. That's fine for takeoff, but on landing, I should have let those trims out because I had no speed. And I've only landed with that wing once. So I
And-
really don't have the
and
experience.
you tipped over.
I came down to my nipples, like I said, and no flare. it was barely starting to catch. So I literally got to get down here before I can feel. You can feel when it starts to flare.
Right.
You,
Yes.
you can't really explain that by telling people. You can feel when the wing starts to level out, and once you do that, you stop. And then once you level out, as soon as you slow down, that's when you full flare and you walk it out. You're done. But I just haven't had the chance yet, and I blame myself. I should have already went out flying. Damn it.
So I'm going back to in my head, if you will. So I can hear my teacher literally in my head to this day from launch to landing. Um, and I remember him telling me as I'm coming in, you get out of your seat, you stop the oscillation, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then as I get closer to the ground, he's just like, add a little pressure, add a little pressure, add a little pressure. And it's just, you're only talking inch. Hold on.
Bless you.
God damn.
Bless you.
I've seen a
One more
lot of
time.
people pump their brakes,
Bless
Tony.
you.
I'm scared to do that pumping thing because I don't want to get
Okay.
dumped.
So if you pump your brakes, all right, before I get into that, let me go back to the whole pressure thing. It's never give it back. So
Right.
you want to come in as you're getting closer to the ground. You're like, let me add a little bit, add a little bit. I'm getting a little closer. I'm going to add a little bit. Once you get to a certain point where you kind of level out, you just want to hold there.
Yeah.
And as soon as you are like, okay, the ground is there, and I have a tendency to flare early. And not to the point where I balloon up, but my landings are I come in and kind of and just kind of sit.
Gotcha.
And instead of going, I kind of balloon up. That is a bad habit I've picked up.
I definitely ballooned on that one you saw where I basically scrubbed the ground, then went back up into the air and then splat down.
Yeah, but you didn't hit hard when you.
No, I didn't hit hard.
No, but I've ballooned like that and decided I'm going to give a little and then I'm going to take back. And my landing was ferocious.
Wow.
Like it was Cujo coming at the mailman. Like, like the ground
pilot landing.
Dude. And I stood up and I was like, I'm going to feel that tomorrow. And I did. Like for a week, I was like, yep, everything's sore because I hit so hard.
King Cobra, you can do that with your harness. I don't know of a way to hang test my wing because when you're in the air, the wing pulls all the slack out and you can see how much slack you have in the brake before it does anything. I honestly think I need to take about 3 inches off of each brake because I have to pull way down here before my brake even starts to turn. So I got a lot of play.
No,
my brakes are factory right now.
So when I turned my wing in to Shannon to have it inspected, I asked her to shorten my brakes. And I shortened my brakes to, I believe, 3 or 3.5 inches.
Who's this person? I like her. She's got a good name.
Now I could always do the take the wrap thing, but I don't want to have to do that.
No. Because you have a throttle in your hand, and if you wrap it, you have a chance of hitting your throttle.
Oh yeah, that would be bad.
So now you're full wrap and full throttle, and well,
it just doesn't seem safe idea to have your lines wrapped around your hand anyway, just in case you yank back.
It's if you don't have your throttle in your hand, it's not a big deal. I fly once I get up to like 4,000 feet, I will stow my throttle and do my little maneuvers without my throttle in my hand, and then I pick it back up and go from there.
No, I meant having the lines wrapped around.
I'm still on the whole motor off landing anyway. So for me to take a wrap is no big deal because my motor's already off.
Yeah,
I shut my motor down so I can wrap. But
so to go back to the other thing we were talking about outside of the
pumping,
yeah, the pumping of brakes. Now I flew at Sunnyland a year ago, I believe it was, or a year and a half ago, and I was having some engine troubles. If I let off the throttle, the motor would die. I'd have to restart it and hit the throttle.
I had a car like that.
Yeah. So what happened was I was coming up long into campers.
Oh, damn.
So literally taking my brakes up here, shoving them to my knees, and bringing them right back up. So what would happen is it would stall the wing, it would surge forward, and then rest as we're flying along. And I would do it again, and it was kind of like a stair step, if you will. And literally, that's the only thing that saved me from either going into the campers or to the oak tree, because it was coming, and I didn't have time to start my motor back up. But if you do that too low, you're going to get the surge back.
John and Bill, y'all are full of shit. I've seen both of y'all's videos. Y'all are just talking shit.
If you pump the brakes too low, when it surges forward, it's just going to project you into the ground. And I believe the ground will say, "You're welcome."
Right.
Yeah.
How you doing?
And by no means
to Buckrow Beach. Well, my UPS driver came by when we were still living in Newport News, and he goes, "Hey, is that you over at Buckrow Beach?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "I see a guy flying one of those things there," and I'm like, "Really?" Because that's technically still in the Class D airspace, and if there's
He's trying everything he can to not have to call Langley.
I don't
Like
want
they're
to
gonna
call
fight
Langley if
him
I
or
don't have
something.
to.
I'll
Right?
fucking call Langley for you, you big chicken.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's an Air Force base, and they flying freaking Raptors like
Well,
right
hey,
over
they're
our
still
house.
humans. Half of them are probably under the age of 25. They don't care.
All I heard right then from Munchkin was, when she was insulting you, was brown chicken, brown cow. I don't know what that meant. No, it's just going to take you getting in the air, coming in and landing over and over and over and over
Yeah.
to get comfortable. I mean,
the way I see it, as long as he doesn't break anything on his equipment or his body, a landing's a landing, right? He'll get it eventually.
no, 100%. By no means do I ever come across, and if I do come across this, I don't mean it, because I think my wife will tell you that I will tell you on day 3 of my training, I wanted to quit. I called my wife and said, "I'm done. Like, this is too hard. I'm not getting it." And she's like, "You already."
How much did you spend on that shit? The hell you are.
No,
It was $2,500, and this is God's honest
Get the
truth.
fuck back out there.
No, that's not what she told me. She
That's
told
what
me
I
not.
would have said.
She told me not to come home,
Damn.
wow.
and I'll tell you why. And she was 1,000% correct.
You
So
would
my
have
wife and I
regretted
have been together. This year will be 30 years together, 28 married. So she told me, if you quit, you will be unbearable to live with because you will hate yourself. And
Every day you'll be like, I shouldn't have quit. I could have done it
yes. And she was 100% correct. I was going home. I'd get up before the sun come
again.
up.
Did you really want to quit, or did you just want?
I wanted
you
it
needed
to be
encouragement.
easier.
You needed reinforcement.
I wanted it to be easier.
Are you like Scuba, where everything you've ever tried came as second nature to you? So when you
Yes.
first tried it and it didn't
Yes.
work right off the bat, you're like, "Fuck this!
No, listen.
I should be immediately good at it."
My wife will always say she gets pissed off at how easy things come to me without me ever done it before.
Yeah.
So this, I literally watched. We've all done it. We've watched thousands of hours of paramotor
I've watched
videos.
thousands of hours against my will.
So I am going into this with I'm going to be freaking great at this.
This is so easy. Look at that. I can do that.
I was, and I said this a little while ago, I was literally the worst kiting student ever of this school. We had Chantel, who is a beautiful
I hope they
Canadian.
gave you a gift certificate for that, because
Yeah.
I would want recognition. Damn
She,
it.
the school is no longer around, so it
Bill
doesn't
says,
matter.
"Hey, Munchkin, I'm gonna refill my drink.
Hi, Bill.
Keep going."
How you doing?
So Chantel, who's a beautiful young, maybe 30-year-old little lady, she had been kiting since January. Here it is October, and she's doing phenomenal. Then we have this other little gentleman. His name is, oh my God, how did I forget his name?
You can make it up. We'll never know.
We're gonna call him Munchkin. No, I'm just kidding. God, I can't remember his name. Anyways, he's a young feller.
You'll think of it like 4 a.m. You'll sit up and holler out his name in the middle of the night.
So he's got plenty of energy, and the first time he ever picked a wing up, within an hour later, his wing kept dragging it across the field back and forth. And then there's Shane, who is the short bus, no arms, T-Rex, bringing the wing up, setting it down, bringing the wing up, setting it down. And at this point, I am beating myself up like there's no tomorrow. To the point where no one wanted to come near me. Like, I was so pissed off at myself. I was just like, leave me alone. And then I got pissed off that
At least you didn't break anybody's equipment on your first day. I thought he was going to die of shame.
So I was so pissed off no one was coming over to help me that I was now pissed off at them.
Right.
That, like, it was just a oxymoron the entire day. After the third day, I went home and I called my wife and I said, listen, I'm done. Like, I'm not good at this. And she's like, listen, if you quit now, you can't come home because you will be unbearable to live with. You will hate yourself. We will have a problem in our relationship and you're not welcome home. And I was just like, crap. I went to bed. The next morning, I woke up and every day I was the first one to class. Every single day I was there. I was waiting for the gate to open. And we went out and they're like, hey, we're going to tow today. And I was like, okay, great. And like, it was always, it was Josh, by the way. Josh was first, then Chantel, and then the short bus guy, which was me. So Josh went, of course, he did a perfect inflation, launched, got towed, landed, perfect. Then there's Chantel. Chantel took a couple of launches and a couple of flights, perfect landings. Here comes short bus Shane. He launched the very first time, no problem, and we flared and landed perfectly. Then I had two failed launches, and I could see.
You got tow training?
Yes.
I didn't get any tow training. Just saying.
Well, his machine wasn't working, and we were only there for like 4 or 5 days. I mean,
you know,
a lot of people are there for 2 weeks. Those two guys were there for like a month, and then that was like
the Vegas guys. They still, I still don't think they've flown. But going along with what Shane said, when I went down there to train, and we were 3 or 4 days in, I was like, you know, as long as I get to fly, I will be happy with this whole trip. I mean, we made the whole trip down to Louisiana to train and everything. I was like, I just hope I get to fly. And I did. And it was amazing. But then it seemed like it was missing something. So what was it? Not the next day, but the day after that was the day before we had to come back. And we went to that field where Bill was and Travis
Kyle's
DuPont.
like, we're just going to go down and check out what's going on at this field down here.
Yeah, and it's like a freaking, there was a mini fly-in going on.
And you know what? Kyle knew that was going to happen because once you and Kevin got up in the air, he's just sitting there in the chair. Well, that was after he flashed your camera. And I was like, you know, he's never going to want to come down, right? He's so excited right now. And he's like, yeah, I know. He planned that shit. He knew all of them were going to be there.
It was amazing. That was my first fly-in,
But think if he told you both on the way there that all these people were going to... Because remember, when we got there was really nobody there, right?
Yeah, it was empty. It was an empty field.
If he would have told you guys...
That's where we went. Yep.
Then y'all would have been so anxious. And
all them guys showed up. Bill and Travis, and I can't even name all the guys. I know Bill knows them, but
the guy with the cool trailer that let me pee, it even had a flushable toilet.
No shit.
Yeah, it was amazing. We all got to fly right there, and I mean, I didn't have the best landing there either. I kind of slid in. I still have not had an on. Yeah,
but you're not the only one though. No. You were flying around, so you didn't get to see it.
No, I didn't get to see other people.
There was a couple people that landed. Who was it that shredded their phone? Was that you, John? I'm pretty sure that was you. His phone went flying into their propeller.
Oh, yeah.
We all heard it. Sounded like a gunshot going off.
You hear the phone go ping, ring. It's like,
They
uh-oh.
called you, and you're like, "No, my phone's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. You must have had like an old Nokia or something." But there were other
Snake
people
on it.
that landed, and it was not graceful, but they were down and they were happy.
Yeah, when I was doing the kiting with Kyle, and we were basically ready to fly, and Kyle comes over, and I'm kiting my wing, and he's like, "Okay, I want you to build a wall." So I build a wall, and he's like, "Now I want you to build a wall and basically make it hover about 2 feet off the ground," which I wasn't sure I knew what I was doing, but I did it, and the wing was like perfectly straight about 2 feet off the ground, not moving, just boom. He's like, "I ain't got nothing more to teach you." And that's when he walked off and ran into that cottonmouth.
Yeah.
And you see him jump in the air, and I'm like, "Dude, what's wrong?" It's like,
I'm
freaking snake.
proud of
I was like, "I was
myself
just
that
kiting right there."
I
Damn.
convinced a Louisiana redneck into sparing, catching, and releasing a snake.
Yeah, he went to go get his gun. He was going to shoot
He
that
did
snake.
go get his gun.
Yeah. He was going to shoot that snake, but
I was like, he didn't do nothing to y'all. He tried to bite me because you tried to step on him. You tried to bite yourself too. I'll take him over there and let him go.
Anyways, I had a great
He's just doing
time.
what
I
snakes
mean, Bill, that was like my best flight so far. To be able to go and hang out with all them guys and fly, that was amazing. I hope I get to do that a lot more in the future. But right now, I haven't flown since last September.
No.
No,
That's how
no,
long it's
shoot
been.
The snakes.
I've
Snakes
made
are just
attempts.
doing what they do.
But
Bill,
trying to
Billy,
fly from
control.
the swamp didn't work. When I tried to fly and I didn't have my brakes in my hand, that screwed up. So I'm just down
bro,
on
I've
myself.
tried to launch without a throttle in my hand. And I don't care how
that'd be
fast
kinda hard
you
to do.
run,
Yeah.
it ain't gonna work, bro. It ain't gonna work.
Well, see, I think the times at Enview when you went, you put too much pressure on yourself. And
Yes.
I don't like it when you go out there and try to rush through it and do it because, time's running. That's how mistakes get made, is
An
when you
instructor
try to
in my
rush.
ear, that wouldn't
When,
be a bad idea.
you're like, I
Bill.
got 15 minutes to fly before. Yeah, no, I don't like that.
I will tell you, when it comes to I'm ready to fly, once my wing is laid out, it is a matter of a very few minutes. I'm out. And anyone that's ever flown with me will tell you, I will sit there and watch you set your stuff up and get so antsy that I go and put my wing in front of yours and I'm gone before you ever even get a chance to put a motor on. And they're like, how in the I got everybody laying their wings out. We just talked about this on Tuesday night. Everyone, Will and Mark will lay their wings out. They almost pull out an iron and make sure there's no wrinkles in it. I will literally just
That's a delay tactic, is what that is.
my wing is literally only the wall, the leading edges are open. Everything else is balled up underneath it. I launch every time.
You're like,
That's
that's close enough. It's out.
Yeah, I'm out. See ya.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm probably more of. I won't say I'm all the way full blown wheel style launch, but I do want my wing mostly right. I like all my lines to pull tight at the same time. I like the center of my wing pulled back.
Nope, all that's set. That's all correct.
Yeah.
See, Bill, he's got two guys that fly. One of them is an actual pilot. He's a jumbo jet airline pilot.
Yeah.
But I don't want to
the
say
damn swamp.
But that's not my point. I
Oh.
wouldn't say that they're unsafe, right? I wouldn't say any of that. They're just very carefree. They don't. You don't really see them checking wind conditions. You don't see them doing any of that. They go put their wing out, they run, they take off. And now, granted, I could fit one of these guys in my fucking pocket. He maybe weighs 100 pounds soaking wet. So you could literally, he's
the
tiny,
guy that she's
tiny
talking
dude.
about that's an airline pilot.
Yes.
Flies with a 4-cycle motor that weighs 90 something pounds.
It probably weighs more than he does.
I don't know how the hell he does it.
He's a little dude. But
he takes off
they,
with that.
yeah,
heavy
they
son of a
don't
gun.
seem to have. I don't know if you'd call them fly by night. I don't know if that's the term I would use for them. But I don't necessarily want them instructing him. You know what I mean? The fact that they think it's cool for a newbie to take off from a fucking swamp right next to the river with no floaties, it just doesn't.
We can all get a GoFundMe to get Steve some floaties. Right.
We can get we couldn't get floaties for a while because we were trying to buy a house.
Yeah,
Different
I
kind
had
of
to
floaties.
wait.
Once we get on the habit, because our mortgage is more than our rent was, we need to get into a budget
Yeah, we
for
haven't
that,
made our
and then
first payment yet, so we're going.
Right.
When we see
Yep.
what our power bill is going to be.
I do also
all
support
that stuff.
Wisconsin because they have cheese
All right.
curds.
I'll be right back. I have to check
Cloud
the back
Chucker,
door.
that's an excellent question. How long does a 21700 last in a Stubby?
He's going to check his back door. Do
I
we
get-
want to know what that means?
I get almost a full day out of the Stubby, Cloud Chucker. That depends on
I
what
thought they
kind
said
of
you're supposed to
wattage.
call your doctor if it lasts longer than 4 hours.
You are supposed to call your doctor for last long. And I'm getting more than 4 hours out of it, so I'm doing something right. But
That's good.
my Stubby's only at 36 watts.
Darving said he's checking to make sure there's not a
so,
Stubby in his back door.
I mean, you can see I changed this battery earlier today, and it's still almost full power. So full power. So it does way. I mean, compared to the old Stubby, it does way better on battery. Way. I mean, I love the old Stubby. Don't get me wrong.
As soon as he
But changing the batteries was a pain in the
catches
damn
his attention,
ass.
I must steal it because it's pink.
But no, I use this mod all day, every day since I got it. All
There'll
day.
be something else.
The
There'll be
other
something
thing I
else.
didn't show y'all about the Stubby.
Was
Let
Was
me
your
show
back
you
door
real
all
quick.
clear, Shane?
Yes.
You didn't have a Stubby waiting at your back door or nothing?
No, just
That's
listen.
good.
When I peed, the burning came, but it stopped later.
That's good. That's good.
I don't know if the original one
Keep
came
it dry. Keep the area dry. And you'll be
with
Yeah.
this, but this one does. If I can get this damn thing, I'll rip this open because I don't care anymore.
That sounds
Open.
dirty.
Yeah.
He said his Stubby lasts all day.
Yes, my
John Q
Stubby.
wants to know why are you propping up his estate? Why do you support Wisconsin?
So
I mean, they got cheese curds, so I'm.
this
down
comes with
Wisconsin.
spare steel cables, and it also comes, if y'all can see this little round deal here, it comes with airflow adapters for the actual tank. I don't think the original one came with that stuff. So it has different size holes too. So if you want a more restrictive airflow, you can do that with this one. It's got 1, 2, 3, at least 3 adapters, maybe 4. They have smaller size holes in there for the airflow, which I know this camera is not focusing worth a crap on it. Focus, damn it. All right, close enough, I guess. But yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry.
So the
4?
deck on this one has a open arms configuration, which basically means your coil leads are one's going this way and one's going this way. So you just slide your coil in there, lock it down, and then right below it is where you put that
typed it,
adapter
John Q. What the fuck
for
are
your
you talking
airflow.
about, man?
So I do like that feature about this tank. I'm not sure the first one had that, or maybe I just skipped past the adapters and didn't notice it, but I know the new one does have the adapters.
You know, I don't know if poisonous snake or venomous snakes are immune to other snakes' venom, but there are snakes that do eat other snakes as a.
That snake was pretty cool. I
their
mean,
meal.
it didn't try to kill us that I know of.
For a cottonmouth, it was not very aggressive. It only tried to strike once. Even when he grabbed it with his grabbies, it didn't try to get him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it tried to
If
strike
he
at
didn't
Kyle
grab
that
it, I
one
was going to grab it. I told him to go get me a stick.
I just saw him jump in the air, and I was like, "What the hell are you jumping for?"
So, anaconda, not an anaconda, indigo black snake eats
Mhm.
poisonous snakes. So, and no, they do not get affected by the venom from anaconda. Jesus, why do I keep saying anaconda?
Anacondas are not venomous; they're
Oh
constrictors.
no,
Mhm.
indigo black snake is not a venomous snake, so they can be bit by other poisonous snakes and they're fine. But they do eat poisonous
Is it
snakes.
the
So-
same deck? You know, Cloud Chucker, I was going to show that on the show, so I might as well find
He
out.
pretends to be a rattlesnake.
I
You know, the
think
ones
the
that
deck
play
is
dead
different.
are so freaking cute. They hang their little tongue out and flip over like dead.
I'm gonna have
I
to
want
build.
one
I'm
of
gonna have to
those.
bring up the build cam. I have to show this because I don't even know myself if it's the same deck.
Munchkin, my wife does the same thing late at night.
What?
Well,
Snakes?
Plays dead,
Plays
sticks
dead.
her tongue out to try to avoid any action.
I mean, you know, sometimes it works, right? I like snakes. I wouldn't mind having another snake.
We had,
They are cool.
before my son was born, we had 8 or 9 ball pythons and one 13-foot Burmese python in our bedroom.
My daughter's father had a 15-foot Burmese named Gomez. He was so cool. I couldn't pick him up because he was too heavy, so I
Yep.
could only pick up his head and half of the front of his body, and the rest dragged behind me. But we'd always take him out into the backyard to just hang out in the grass. We ended up having to give him away to he ended up going to a zoo because
I'll be damned. They are the
the
same build
relatives
deck.
wanted to see him eat, and we told them, well, you know, he eats rabbits, right?
Yep.
And apparently they didn't know rabbits scream.
Yep.
Yeah, so that didn't last very long. But Gomez was cool. He used to climb up the door, you know, as snakes will do. He'd climb up the door and then just fall backwards onto the bed. He'd also sleep under the covers with his head on the pillow, and he drooled. He
Nice.
was really cool. But my daughter has a ball python named Frank, who is the only snake I've seen that was overweight. His whole body was huge, and then when you got to his tail, it was not like a gradual thinning towards the tail. It was just like a bloop.
Mhm.
You could pinch the fat on this snake. You could literally pinch his fat. So she had to
Nice.
put him on a diet because he was a chunky monkey. He is pretty cool. Frank is chill.
What do we got here, Steve?
I was checking to make sure that the decks were the same on these two mods, and they are identical to each other. So that means the old one also had the same airflow adapters. I just never paid attention to them. I don't have any airflow adapter in mine, and I enjoy it just the way it is right now. So, I mean, maybe I'll try it to get maybe a little bit. But like I said, I hate the drip tip that it comes with.
Dolores wants to know, will
It
the
sucks.
Stubby 18 fit into the Stubby 21? I'm assuming you mean, are the parts interchangeable?
Yeah, the tanks are exactly the same. The parts you won't be able to exchange are the doors, because these doors are a lot bigger than the ones that come with the 18. Now, I don't know if y'all can see this, but yeah, it's let me back this up a little bit. But yeah, the 21 is definitely, you see how much bigger the door is?
You're welcome, Dolores.
Those don't swap. So you can't do that. But the tanks themselves are identical. Just different color tank. The battery life, though, on the 21 is way better than the 18650. I'll tell you that.
So,
Ready for
Shane,
that.
we're going to a restaurant on Monday. We're meeting our friend Peach, and they got burnt ends. I can't wait. I want
Oh, burn
ends.
ends are the
Yum, yum,
bomb.
yum,
Yes,
yum.
we are going to get some burn-ins. I want some burn-ins.
Yeah,
Oh.
they
Well,
are so good.
I will
Tomorrow
tell
we
you-
have to go try to save Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
It's an escape room type thing.
oh,
Yeah, we.
you better bring Munchkin because she's the smart one of the two.
You're right. So I'm bringing Munchkin.
You know, yes. However, we're also meeting up with my BFF and her husband because she is extremely competitive and she likes stuff like this, and so does that one. So me and George are just going to be along for the ride. It's just going to be Scuba and Gloria driving this train.
We're gonna
where do
be
we
all
need to go?
after
Y'all
Stubby
figure
and
it out.
Blake.
It sounds interesting, but I'm not huge on puzzles and problem solving.
Clear blue
I
doors would be awesome, Cloud Chucker.
not that kind of problem solving, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
We have thoroughly enjoyed the hot tub, by the way, guys.
Yes,
It,
when are we doing a live out of there?
you know, I could. It would have to be like a weekday or something,
Absolutely,
probably,
Tony. It
or
doesn't
maybe
matter
on the
what you
weekend.
vape as long as it works for you.
That's
And some of those disposables are inexpensive enough to where you can, because to me it's all about flavor. It's not going to work for you unless you find a flavor that you like and that you can use all day long without getting tired of it.
These little guys
So
are pretty
those
good.
disposables will allow you to kind of check around and see, do you like the heat? Do you like menthol? Do you like fruit? Do you like
So,
cinnamon rolls? And it'll let you fine tune what you like.
This
And as long as it works, you can use that, or you can upgrade to something a little bit different.
this is an elf bar, and they got multiple different models of this. This is the TE 5000. They have like a CR 5000, a B something. The TE 5000, I know for a fact, is mesh coils, which is going to give you a better vape. The bottom does have USB charging, USB C. So, this is supposed to be good for 5,000 puffs. You can count it. Any one of these disposables, whatever it says, is if it says it's 5,000, it's good for probably 2,500. Just cut it in half because it's never 5,000. But these have had really. This one is strawberry something.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah,
This
my
one's
wife,
really good. Strawberry
some
ice
of them
cream.
are not worth the packaging that they're shipped in. I got one that just it was horribly disgusting. It was nasty.
I like that
So,
one. I like the
there's
grape.
nothing
I like
wrong with going for the
the
disposables that are
bluegrass
the
lemonade.
popular ones.
so
Um,
the thing I don't like about the disposables is I cannot get a draw off of it. Like it's
Well, the
like
one he just held is not restrictive at all. You can
Yeah,
lung
these
hit
are-
that with no
These are
problem.
good.
Because I can't do mouth to lung at all.
yeah,
The
no.
only thing I don't like about them is they all have culotta in them. And after about, I don't know, 7 hours, I'm tired of it. I can't, because I don't,
Damn,
which
Cloud
is weird
Chucker.
because I used to smoke menthol.
Right.
So I don't, but I can't do
You
that.
know, the
with
UK is getting screwed more and more every day. So they got restricted to 2 mil tanks. Then they got restricted to what? 72 milligram nicotine. And now he says they're restricted to 3,000 puff.
Yeah, but other than that, all bets are off. They're leaving them alone now. They're not bitching because, oh my God, kids like strawberry. Yeah, there's strawberry vodka too. Let me know when we're going to cross that bridge, right?
Again, that's where it all becomes. So with the e-cig,
It's pharma and politicians. That's all it
yeah,
is.
when it comes to the e-cig, you've got the pharmaceuticals with their nicotine patches that are losing money. The tobacco companies that are losing money, billions of dollars. All of a sudden, when the e-cig came out, all of a sudden there's this popcorn lung. There's these videos or commercials where someone's sucking out of an oxygen mask because e-cig burned their lungs up or whatever. I have had in the 13 years, almost 13 years of vaping, I've had 4 chest X-rays, and they can't even tell I smoked.
Well, the popcorn lung thing is bullshit. Hey, RS, and it's only because people that worked in popcorn factories had this issue because they were exposed to diacetyl over many years in extreme concentrations. There's actually diacetyl in cigarettes too. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And there's more of it in cigarettes than there is in vape. But the industry basically took out the diacetyl just to be on the safe side, so nobody could say. And the only way to diagnose popcorn lung is in an autopsy, by the way. Did you know that too? So really, the whole popcorn lung thing it's a fucking farce, is what it is. Just follow the money. It's all about money. That's all it is. Is about
100% correct.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. The whole
Don't you love that little
thing
Transformer commercial? You could be vaping metal into your lungs.
And I could be shitting rainbows, but I'm not. I mean, it's
They're
yeah.
basing it
Well,
off
but that's how
somebody
they got
that's-
away with it, by saying you could be.
Yeah,
Listen.
well, they're basing it off somebody vaping something that has zero liquid in there, and they're basically just firing
Yeah.
up molten hot coils
150
and breathing
watts
it
on
in.
dry cotton. Yeah, that's
Okay,
Who's gonna
so-
do
things
that?
like that.
Nobody.
Right.
So if I could get a rainbow to come out of my butt, I would ask Krista, my wife, to taste the rainbow.
Yeah,
There
slappy
you go.
shits rainbows.
She might
Yeah,
like
the
the
whole
rainbow.
6 people that had popcorn lung. Yeah.
Wait, did we fail the last mod heist? I don't even know because I didn't watch.
I don't know.
Okay, so I don't wake up, and when I talk about heavy vaping,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, this is every
Oh.
3 to 3.5 days is 100
Yeah.
mils
I
that
missed.
I absolutely vape every bit of it. I don't wake up coughing anything. I don't.
That's a new one. Sorry, that's dire
What?
thing.
Where we at?
I drowned y'all in the sex pond.
I
That
missed
thing
it.
changed the. He's pretty good at changing the sayings. Now we're
We
trying.
failed the mod heist because I noticed you sneaking around the yard and I drowned y'all in the sex pond. yeah.
So our hot tub is now the sex pond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I had.
Can you travel on the airlines with a vape? Yes, Tony.
Yes.
The only thing is when we got on the plane, I put my batteries in a case. Because I didn't want juice in my purse, I took my tank out and chucked it in a Ziploc bag.
You don't want to
Because
go
the
on
pressure
an
on the airplane will make your tank leak.
with an RTA full of juice because those cabins are pressurized and it will make your tank leak.
So take your batteries out, put them in a case, and then take your tank out and stick it in a Ziploc bag. You can't throw it in your. You can carry your purse. You put it in your pocket, whatever. Now I did have a couple disposables on my carry-on. They didn't.
They don't care at all.
They don't give a shit.
The
They know what they
airport
are.
now knows
As long
what
as you
vaping
don't
is,
carry
thank
like the
God.
one that looks like the hand grenade, they frown on that one.
Don't do
Don't carry that.
That will go. That goes back to when my wife and I went to Washington D.C. I had to look on Facebook to see when that was. I had my
Man, that's
bottle.
right by us. We're not far from DC.
I had my bottle of vape or my vape juice, and the TSA was like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's liquid to vape or smoke or whatever." I literally poured some in my hand and licked it off my hand to prove to them that it was not some kind of chemical, whatever.
Nitroglycerin, yeah.
Like this was before e-cig was a thing.
Yeah.
And I vaped in the airport like to show TSA this is what it's for. They had no idea what this was. And it was like I look at it now, it was like, holy crap, like this was before the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like when you go back and look at it, I might as well have been inventing the wheel.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I think it was, I want to say 12 years ago.
Vaping gives you COVID.
You did.
Don't listen to John Q. He's full of shit.
John Q's our troll, don't you?
Yeah, don't listen to John Q.
I just got called a troll the other night when I had, I was on a live, I was in the chat on a live of two fellers they were drinking heavily. They were waiting on their smoker get up to temp, and they were in the hot tub. And I was like, body shots? Question mark? Because it was two guys. I was.
Were you prepared in case they humored you? I'm just saying. Or would you
no.
been like, oh no, my eyes?
No,
There's the Pink Panther DeMillan, in case you didn't see it earlier. There's the Pink Panther.
Munchkin, I can tell you right now, it was freaking hilarious. They called me a troll, that I was picking on them. I was just like, I was just a question, bro. I was
Just a
like,
comment, right? I was just asking. What's the worst you can say is no?
Oh, it was hilarious.
You know, there are no people soup.
Really, John Q?
That water is crystal clear. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Of course, I
Johnny
will
Q says
say-
she got scuba munchie juices floating around in the
Yeah,
blow
there's
up.
no, it's not a people soup. I do need to find my razors because I am feeling more and more Yeti-ish every day. And
I
we're
will
not
tell you all
cool. I'm
this.
not
The one
digging
thing
it
that I've
at all.
noticed in that hot tub, since I'm a dude and I don't shave my leg hair, because
Well, that would be weird. Yeah.
you can feel the hair on your legs swaying back and forth in the water.
So
That's
can I.
weird.
That's why I said I need to find my
That's weird.
razors.
It's bad when Munchkin can feel the same thing. I feel
Yeah.
my leg hair swaying.
I found all my razor
That's-
blades. I have no idea
little
where any of my
much.
razors are.
So you're saying your leg hairs are waving back forth like they just don't care?
Yeah, they are.
Hey,
It's windy out. I
I
can feel them
smoke.
blowing in the breeze. Yeah. But
So-
it's bothering me.
It
'cause,
is pretty,
no.
DeMillan. I like it. I like it. I'm a dude, and I will vape a pink mod. I don't give a
I'm
damn.
just disappointed that it doesn't have a picture of the Pink Panther on it.
Yeah, all it's got a picture of is the Bogan symbol down in the corner.
I mean, Pink
which-
Panther's pretty old.
right
Is that
there.
image still copyrighted? I wonder.
I don't
Because a
know.
lot of that shit expires after a
What
while.
about
you
my
know?
puke? Harry, I don't know because I don't get in the hot tub naked.
No,
We
we
do
got
have neighbors. I'm just saying.
I mean, if they want to.
I will say
Tony's
this.
in the chat. Tony's in there. We gotta go.
It would be nicer to get in the
Tony's been
hot
in
tub
there trolling
naked
for a while.
because when you get out of the hot tub, drying off and the water that's coming off my swimming trunks is cold.
Yeah. Well, not
If
to
I was
mention, it's
naked,
like
I'd be fine.
you think you got your bathing suit or your shorts like all dried off, and then you can feel the water just running down the inside of your leg as you're standing there trying to put the lid back on. I don't like that. I don't dig it.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose we don't have to wear clothes because if we wear our robes down there, when we get out, we can put the.
I haven't reached over to feel Munchkin's leg hair swaying back
It
forth.
feels really soft
King
in the hot
Cobra.
tub.
Oh, that's just.
That's how long it is. It's not even prickly anymore.
Oh my.
What's the
goodness.
point of a hot tub if you don't go naked? Angela, we got to work up to that. I know the neighbors to one side of us don't even come outside, but the other neighbors do because they have a pit bull and they bring them out they walk them all the time. Kind of worried about them coming outside, but
She. It's a she. The doggy is a she.
yeah, it is a she. If we get a gazebo or something, we're good. Then I could completely enclose that thing.
So my outdoor cooking area used to be my hot tub area,
Mhm.
and then the hot tub, the motors went out.
Bill H, they do make camouflage vapes.
Anyways, a lot of problems with the $400 hot tub that I bought.
Mhm.
Years later, decided to crap out on me. So I took the skirting of all the cedar that was on the outside and made an outdoor cooking area with it, and threw the hot tub away.
Very nice.
But dude, I never once ever considered anybody looking in my privacy fence area.
Well, see, we
And-
don't have privacy fence.
And if I didn't have
we just gotta
privacy
change the name.
fence,
There's
I would know if they were watching because I would hear laughing if they see me naked.
Well, I mean, we
That-
would notice because just the way the backyards are lined up, we would notice if they came outside. We could probably get away with it. There's no neighbors behind us,
Right.
and
horses,
But-
yeah. We're
but if
good.
our neighbor, if we're sitting there, once the bubbles turn off, you can hear. It's the horses
DeMillan,
back-
there's a link to the hot tub. The hot tub is regular 110 volt power. It pulls 13 amps. So you literally can run that off of a 13 amp breaker. So if you have any electrical
It's running off an
outside,
extension cord.
you could plug it in. If you want to run an extension cord, I do recommend getting one of the more, what is it, 12
Heavier
or 13
gauge.
gauge
Mm-hmm.
It's smaller than that.
extension cords, and then you're fine. So-
I have a heavier
I
gauge.
don't, but it could junk you.
I think I have a 10 or a 12 gauge extension cord.
Yeah, it's probably a 12. I think that's what we got. 12
You know,
gauge
when we
free
went,
wire.
but I forgot to mention this when we went to Home Depot and bought
10
that
gauge is
extension
thick.
cord. That's the first time in my entire life I've ever actually purchased an extension cord. I have had so many, and I don't know where they came from. I've just acquired them through various means because I've never actually fucking bought one before. They've just always had them. I don't know where that came
I
from.
will say this.
I've never shopped for extension
You
cords.
do need 2 power outlets for that particular hot tub because one is for the pump and there's another plug for the LED lights. So I have an extension cord that's got 4 outlet. I got one of those roller extension. So it's thick wire. It's 12 gauge, and it's 75 foot. So it runs down from the top of our deck, well, our stairs.
Yeah.
Down by the hot tub, and it's got 4 plug-ins. So I plugged in the LED lights and the pump, no problems. And that's a 15 amp breaker, and it does not pop the breaker at all. So we're doing good.
Yep.
See you, Tony.
Good night, Tony.
Tony ain't doing nothing. He ain't got to work tomorrow. Why is he got
I
that
don't
dude?
know.
Golly,
We got to get
Angela,
up
Tony's
early and
slacking.
go save Alice in Wonderland or something.
they
Yeah.
ain't doing nothing tomorrow.
I'm sorry, John Q. You'll be all right. You'll survive.
And then we got Will Fly.
It's just close
Let's
enough.
see. What are we looking at,
Well,
Dolores?
Is my plug GFCI? Yes, it is, DeMillan. A matter of fact, the plug at the top of our stairs in the back is GFCI. I added a new GFCI to the front porch, which is also connected to another GFCI that's in the house somewhere, I think by the bathroom. So it's like multiple GFCI protected, which you don't need, but it is.
Dude, I'll tell you, when I put the hot tub, I wired up for the hot tub for out back. I
Mhm.
bought a GFI or GFIC, whatever it's called, breaker that goes in the breaker box, and that thing was like $220 just for that.
Damn.
Oh, a GFCI breaker? Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus, man, I was just like, I better get lucky in this hot tub a lot for that price. Like,
The
seriously.
outlets aren't that bad. They're like $23 a piece.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
a breaker that goes in the breaker box was expensive. I paid
Ooh,
over $200.
recommendations on the charger. Yes, Cloud Chucker. I would recommend the one I got, which is, and the reason I say I recommend this charger, it only has 4 bays now. You can get 6 bay chargers. The one I got, I think it's called the X-Star Dragon or something. And the reason I like it, yeah, the X-Star Dragon VP4 Plus. There's a few reasons I like this. Number one, if your battery, say you run your battery down lower than most batteries are willing to charge from. If you ever vape your battery, like especially with you use mechanical mods, so you can actually vape it way below the point that's safe. This charger will actually recondition the battery and bring it back and then start charging it. It also has a USB cord that you can run out from it, check voltages and all kinds of crap.
Wow, Chucker.
Can I put a link? I'll try. I don't even know who sells it right now, but I'll try.
So we're doing a scavenger hunt tomorrow, where we have to go meet somewhere and follow clues to rescue Alice in Wonderland. So that should be interesting. My concern is the starting point is downtown.
What?
Can't promise they'll last long.
Should give you dead batteries.
I got a link for Amazon. Now, this is not for your country, Cloud Chucker, so I'll try to find another link. Whoa, that's too big of a link. All right, let me try something else.
She said the same thing that I say to her all the
Hey,
time.
when it's too big, I know, right?
No, I can't guarantee
No,
it's going
I
to
can't
last long.
Oh.
Oh, these things are already dead. They're not even coming up.
Yeah.
Well, here's a link to the charger itself, Cloud Chucker. It also gives you the resistances on the batteries, which that's good to know because
I really should wear my
batteries-
glasses. I thought you were referring him to something called Frog Star, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" But yeah, Frog
no,
Star.
not
Okay,
Frogstar.
that makes more sense.
Your
King
batteries
Cobra
build
posted
up
it, I
a
can't read.
resistance. Oh, thank you, Dolores. There you go. Dolores already found it because she's the link master. I'm just gonna give a link straight to the
Good night, John.
main website that sells it. See you, John. Happy flying. I'm glad you got a couple flights in before the show. That was freaking awesome. Wish I could go do that.
You can if you just sack up and call Langley.
I don't. I mean,
They're not gonna bite you.
I read something and it said something about Langley is like, as long as you fly low,
Super chill.
you're okay.
You probably won't even notice. And we've lived here enough. You know when they're active. The
Yeah.
afternoons, they're not very active at sunset.
No,
So
they fly in the morning. Most
Yeah.
of those F-22 Raptor flights are usually between the morning and noon.
oh,
So
my batteries are
between-
dead too. Ain't that a bitch?
I'd say between 9 a.m. and noon is when they do most of their training.
Do you have charged 21700s?
Maybe.
Maybe.
The Dragon is the best charger made. Well, thanks, John Q. Yeah, it's a good charger. It really is. So you can charge your batteries at half an amp. You can charge them at 1 amp. If you're only charging like 2 batteries at a time, you can charge them at 2 amps. But I wouldn't suggest doing that. It's always better to charge your batteries at a lower amp rating. Nice slow charge is always the best charge. You fly close by a Class C? Damn, Bill. Well, the thing with Class C airspace is it's that the upside down
You
wedding
cursed me,
cake.
Shane. My batteries were dead too. Here I am talking shit, and I'm like, damn,
You
wait.
could probably fly right up under that Class C airspace and be
See,
fine.
I read Frog Star again.
Class D goes down to the damn ground.
Got
That's the
frogs
problem.
on my brain.
That's what she says.
Right.
Man. I
Last
have
D
2
goes all the way to the
X-Stars,
bottom.
Class D.
USB. Class B.
No, Class D. Yeah,
Class-
I know what it's supposed to be, but my brain keeps reading Frog Star. that should be a thing. Good night, Deja.
See ya.
Damn, who keeps drinking all my drink?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
haven't had bourbon
You
in a
do.
while, y'all. It's good
Oh.
shit.
So in December, I will tell you guys this. We're
Yes,
talking
come on.
about taking vapes on planes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I are going on our first cruise in December.
Oh, you will enjoy it. Wait, which cruise line is it? Caribbean, Royal Caribbean,
MSC.
Carnival? Who?
MSC.
Oh, okay.
They're-
Well, I have no idea about them, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I've never went with.
But I'm sure you're
Okay,
gonna be
whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
I've been on Royal Caribbean and Carnival, and I can tell you that Royal Caribbean, I believe,
Shower
had
cap over the smoke detector.
the smaller rooms. Over Carnival had bigger rooms, and I was not happy with the Royal Caribbean rooms.
Well, MSC is a new. I want to. God, I don't even want to lie to you. I want to say it's Swedish. It's a new up and coming. They're just now coming to the United States the last couple of years.
Mason Cruise Line.
Technically, that's all
Nice,
of it.
Will. I like that.
Yeah. But they. my
Jamila,
wife
and
and
our
I-
windows are new, so they don't rattle. You
It
can
does shake
feel
the
the
house, you
rumble.
feel it.
I don't think our windows rattle though from the planes.
I've lived here. I mean, this
This
is not new. I mean, with the area we're in, military has always been a thing, so I'm used to the planes, the jets.
I'll just say, watching them do those
bombers.
maneuvers with
Yeah.
the Raptors is something to freaking
Yeah, but
see.
when you hear them, do you
That's
run the windows
badass.
now still, or you're just like, yeah, the jets are at whatever.
No, I still
You're
watch
still
it and
enthralled?
think that's cool
Okay.
as hell. I'm just waiting for them to crash because it looks like they're gonna crash.
It's
all the
only
time.
happened once.
Hey,
It actually happened in Virginia Beach. They crashed into an apartment complex.
Oh,
Hey.
damn.
But
Here-
it just so happened that it was at like 9 in the morning, so everybody was at work. Not one person was injured. One of the bystanders saw the guy eject and went and found him and helped pull him out of the rubble. Pilot wasn't injured. Everybody was fine. Yeah, we were all in the courthouse glued to the TV because that it happened like in the middle of the week. They
Americans are
crashed.
surrounded by military
Yes, we
yeah,
are.
Dolores.
Especially on the East Coast. Yes, we are.
Harry H said, AKA Titanic.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of that. Hey,
Titanic?
I'm not settling for being on the one in the water,
No.
and why my wife is on the headboard. Just
The
so you know,
question is,
Hopefully,
do you get
there was
seasick?
enough room on that fucking door. But
there's
anyway,
gonna be.
Yeah, hopefully y'all aren't going somewhere where there's gonna be like icebergs and shit, right?
No, we're going to the Bahamas, then Cozumel.
Yeah,
Oh,
there should not.
that's the same
definitely
cruise
be
I went
any
on.
icebergs down there.
So, do you get seasick at all?
So the only time that I've been on a cruise liner was the age 15, and no, I didn't at the time. I went deep sea fishing, and as long as I looked at the horizon, I was fine. But if I had to like look down to bait a fish,
That's close.
All right.
I would almost guarantee you that I was going to throw up, but I never
So if
did.
you looked at the water moving,
I'll
in
give you
front
some
of you,
words of advice here. Number one,
look at the horizon.
Yep.
the wind will fool you. Do not go up on the main deck and think, "Oh, I'm gonna lay out and get a
See,
tan."
and he's trying. You see how white I am? I'm practically fucking translucent. He's trying to get me to go on a cruise.
Shane. Yeah,
I'm
you
just
will
gonna
catch
burst
on
into
fire.
fucking flames.
But I
It'd
went
be
and
nothing
laid
but a
out
pair
in
of
the
sunglasses
sun.
and a pile of ash.
Let me finish. I went and laid out in the sun for 20 minutes. That's all. And I had on sunblock. That 20 minutes was enough to give me sun poisoning.
Yep.
I went back to my room and immediately broke out in welts all over my body. Do not try to go lay out and get a tan. Don't do that because it's very hot in the Bahamas. Just
Okay.
saying.
Well,
They've only crashed into shit locally.
okay,
once.
so I've been on a Tiger cruise with the military. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Yeah.
So I've been on a frigate. So a friend of mine was a MP on the.
My dad was an MP.
So we were invited, like friends and family could come on the Navy ship. We left from Fort Everglades, Fort Lauderdale, we went up to Jacksonville. So we did the whole maneuver thing, and we were able to do all kind of stuff on the ship. I never got seasick at all. That was fine. It was when I walked. I want you to picture this. So you walk down the center of the ship, and then on left or right of the ship was you were level with the water. So as the water was going by, it looked like a illusion. Like my son was on the ship with me, and I told him, I said, "Listen, dude, keep your head to the ground. Do not look up until we get out of the doorway."
Yep.
And I never got seasick, and that moment right there, when just looking out, I was like, "Ooh, I can see myself being in a bad situation right now."
I would imagine the same thing would probably happen to if you were a passenger in a vehicle and looked out.
Most
like
of the
that.
time on the cruise boat, you won't notice it or get seasick. Now, we did have one point where I guess we were really near a storm. Now, most of the cruise boats have these giant valve planes that come out that keeps the boat from rocking too much. But if you get in some violent weather like that, you'll know because the whole ship will tilt.
I've seen the videos of shit sliding and people holding on to shit.
That happens because I was in it. I got into that and I was like, whoa. It's weird
that's
because
why I'm down for an all-inclusive. Just fly me over there, drop me on the beach, put a drink in my hand.
You walk down the hallway and the hallway's at a slant, so you're like walking sideways. It's bad, but other than that, you'll have a great time.
Good night, Dolores.
So let me ask you this: you guys have been on cruises before?
I haven't.
I have. She has not.
What I would like to do is celebrate 30 years together with my wife. I just don't know how to go about it, or what do I need to do, or how much I need to pay for it.
You could tell the captain ahead of time.
Right.
That way, when you have the captain's dinner, then they might do something special for you. Then, when everybody dresses up and goes down in their fancy outfits,
perfect plan.
I'm listening.
Harry.
You fly paramotors. Does your wife have any interest in flying whatsoever?
Do not tie this into this is their
Hey,
anniversary.
hey,
Do not tie this shit into a paramotor.
I'm
I will
just-
slap
just
you with
saying.
a fucking propeller. Right upside the head.
Before I even flew a paramotor, my first time I ever went parasailing was in Cozumel. It is absolutely gorgeous because you're literally flying over the islands over crystal clear blue water, mind you. It's beautiful, and it's like $40, and they hook you, and then they pull you, and you just glide. You don't have to steer; you just glide. It was amazing. We did that. Well, I did that. She was too scared. I did it myself, but I really enjoyed that. They got lots of excursions you can do on the cruise.
Don't say she was too scared.
Hold on.
Not you.
everybody
You weren't there.
No, not me. I know. I'm just saying, not everybody wants to yeet themselves through the sky. It's called self-preservation, motherfucker.
It's a kite hooked to a string.
I've
What
seen
can
them
go
drop
wrong?
people in the ocean next to sharks.
Have you guys not seen the fat guy in the Speedo trying to get launched by parasailer? That's
No.
going to be me if I try to go up there.
No, they'll get you up. They just tell them not to dip you in the water
what
because they
she
like dipping you by the sharks.
Exactly. See, that's
None of-
who
none
the
of that.
fuck wants to do that?
Listen, I'm born and raised
He's
in
like,
Florida.
nope, no sharks. Nope.
You
Born and raised in Florida. None of that bothers me.
Well,
Sharks,
okay.
alligators. I'm all good.
okay, there's a big difference. In Florida, you can't see the sharks.
Angela
In
says you just
Cozumel,
need to go to
you can
Vegas
see
and
through the
renew
water.
your vows by
You
a
can
miniature
see
Elvis.
the sharks, and it's kind of scary when you can see them from far away. You're like, whoa, that's a big shark.
Good night,
I
Cloud
think
Sugar.
it's more scarier when you can see the sharks than with the murky water that we have here.
See,
You can't
no,
see
I
them.
disagree. If I can see them,
It's
I'm more okay when I can see them. It's what I
Well,
can't see.
what blew my mind is,
bugs
all right,
me.
say Shane's in Florida, right? And you know the ocean water in Florida is like this green, murky color, basically.
Yeah.
So when you get on the cruise boat, the water is going to slowly change from green to this
sharks?
dark blue.
Right.
When you get close to the shore of whatever island it is, Cozumel or whatever, the water that's within, I'd say 50 to 100 feet is crystal clear. You can see straight through to your toes. The sand is really thick in Cozumel. So,
Shane,
like Florida
look,
sand is
here,
real thin
hold
and
that thought.
fine.
Angela wants me to make sure you heard her invitation. You need to go to Las Vegas and have your vows renewed by a miniature Elvis.
By mini Elvis.
It's gonna happen, Angela. Listen, I'm down with
See,
I'm
with-
with Elvis.
Will can't hang. He's
Good night, Will.
lightweight.
He's folding laundry. He's exhausted now.
No, Chris and I want to go to Vegas. My wife has this unnatural thing with small people, and she wants to get married by a midget Elvis. And I'm telling you right now,
Oh.
it would be nothing but
She
just
said
her.
Angela said she'll plan it.
Angela already took a picture of a short little person, Elvis, and my wife couldn't stop laughing at the picture.
Dire
or
Thing
the
says
picture.
if you wanted a flying mini Elvis, would that require a custom sized wing?
It's just a seed. What is it called?
Just a regular kite.
Yeah, just one of those you get at the dollar store.
Tell him to hold on to a leaf blower and a kite.
John Q, you are the devil. I'm just saying.
He doesn't want to get married, John Q. 'cause
Cozumel,
he's a chicken.
there's nothing. Oh, look, Dick, I just got fucking divorced. Holy crap, man. The pressure is real.
It's not my fault you took fucking forever and were dragging your feet.
Anyways, when you go to Cozumel, you will enjoy yourself. They're probably going to try to sell you Tanzanite. That's a big
Buy
thing.
it. Send
Buy
it
it.
to me. I'll
What do you
pay
mean
you.
buy it?
What is
It's
Tanzanite?
pretty. It's good jewelry, but
Do you know how expensive Tanzanite is? And if you can get it at like a third of the price, fucking buy all of it, send it to me, and I'll pay you.
well,
love
it
Tanzanite.
used
It's
to be
pretty. It's
cheap when I
gorgeous.
went on my cruises. It was
Tanzanite
cheap.
is not cheap. Have you looked at a? Okay, you
Oh,
can
did it
still
go
get
up?
it. on the islands, but when you try to order actual Tanzanite from here, that shit is
Oh.
not cheap
When you go
at
to
all.
Cozumel, that's if you go in the jewelry store, it's like all Tanzanite.
Yeah,
It's completely
Tanzanite.
full of Tanzanite.
So
It's like,
I think we're at Cozumel for only like 12 hours, and then we're going over to.
go to I
Costa
gotta tell you a
Maya.
place to go because you like to drink.
Senor
How do you know?
The frog place. There's a
Senor
frog.
Frog.
Oh, Senor.
Yes.
Senor Frogs.
Go to there.
Yeah.
Oh
Fuck
my
off, John
god.
Q. What the hell,
Oh my
man?
god. They got margaritas and stuff that come in these long yard glasses, and then they got another guy that comes around
showing
with
him
a
at Rings at Sam's Club.
he comes around with a satchel and he squirts the liquor right into your mouth while he squirts it until you can't take anymore. Oh, it's you will
That's
not
what she says.
you
Hey.
will have
Hey, I may or may not have some home videos like that for Christmas.
you will not be going back to the ship unless you're in a taxi. That's all I'm saying. Because
So-
I was wasted.
So we're there for about 12 hours at Cozumel, and it's $60. All you can drink, all you can eat, and I literally think that my wife and I can make our money back in those 12 hours for the
Yeah.
Oh,
all you
I
can
could
eat.
definitely all you could eat, all you can drink for
Oh.
$60. No problem.
Per person. I was telling her, I was like, this is where we need to go, and it's like I watch videos on it.
Like, this
I've
is
been
one hell of a deal.
YouTubing.
Yeah.
I have been YouTubing all this stuff because her and I have never. So I went when I was 15 with my buddy and his parents. So they did everything. I don't know
That's not
anything.
the same when
No,
you're
no.
a teenager. You go with your
100%
parents.
no.
Yeah.
So I have done, and we're 200. FYI, we're 240 days today from our cruise, and I have watched 100 hours of what to do, what not to do, what to bring, what not to bring.
Darn thing, that would be interesting.
Like I'm gonna
Never
videotape
survived
the
it.
entire thing, just so you know.
Right, John?
This is gonna be one of my YouTube videos. Just it'll be like Will. So I go on December, the beginning of December. It'll be February, maybe
Well,
March.
and not during hurricane season, so that's good too.
Yeah.
my
yeah,
wife is.
I mean, yeah,
this-
I could definitely eat.
Shane on speed would be dangerous.
Okay.
I don't want to
So,
see
we're
Shane on
not-
speed.
We're not talking about Shane on speed because Speed is a person. I don't know if Speed would go for that, and it's probably in terms of
We
service.
we hooked Will. His ass has not went to bed yet. He's still watching. Damn it.
Hey, I don't know what speed is, but I know I'm pretty damn hammered right now. Just saying, I've been drinking since 4:00.
Speed is a person, and one of our viewers messaged me. It was like, "Damn, I thought that was Speed at first," but I'm like, "Wait, wrong bald guy."
Well, Speed's
So,
kind
yeah,
of,
you-
Speed's
You
bald
threw
too.
him off.
so-
He's like, "Speed looks awfully fucking different."
Hey, do you guys know why I keep my head shaved?
No idea.
So when I go down on my wife, I come up look like glazed donut.
There you go.
It's the
Y'all
top of
started
your
talking
head.
dirty
I'm
and it caught my
thinking
attention.
You're doing it wrong. I'm just saying. Yeah.
No, because if my tongue gets tired, I use my nose. If it gets tired, I use my ears. At the end of the time, I just come up like a glazed donut.
You don't even have a flavor saver, man. What's wrong with you?
I don't need one.
You just go back
I-
for more flavor?
No, I got gigantic lips. Ask my wife.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
Slappy is appalled.
and
Yes.
then
Not too
Angela,
appalled because he still used a contraction. I am
Hey,
appalled instead of
now,
I
are-
am appalled.
are we gonna read Angela's comment?
She said, "Now
She
that's
just said,
funny."
no, that's funny. Oh,
Oh.
my goodness.
Hey, I must be doing something right because this is going to be my 30th year married.
So when are you going on this
Right.
cruise?
He said
It's this-
December, 240 days from now.
December.
Alexa,
December 10th. to
Echo.
The 17th.
You
when
know
is
what,
240 days from now?
December 10th.
240 days from now will be Sunday, December 10th, 2023.
That's when he's
Wow.
going on his cue.
Okay.
Why is that a dude?
I
Change
will
it.
say
I don't
this.
like it. It's
Shane
creepy.
has done what I've always wanted to do. We always took our cruise in April. It's already starting to warm up outside, so I always wanted to go on a cruise when it was freaking cold, like December.
Mm-hmm.
to the Bahamas where it's hot as a mofo, and then when you come back, it's like, whoa, it's cold again.
So what Steve doesn't know is I live in Florida. In December, it's still hot as shit here.
Well, I know you're in Florida, but I forgot.
Right.
Depending on how far south of Florida you like down
I'm
towards
in
Miami,
Central.
it's always hot.
I'm in Central Florida.
Oh, okay, so you're close
Orlando.
by, yeah. So there's no time of the year that you can't fly. What's your damn excuse? Hey, Al.
Right now, the last 5 or 6 days has been plus 30 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
And Slappy Joe, how do you know I have a motorcycle and why is it not a Harley Davidson? Why do I not drink Bud Light? I don't know.
Shane, what kind of motorcycle do you own, and why is it a Harley Davidson? Wow.
It's not a. Oh, I thought you said why is it not? It's not a
No.
Harley Davidson. I have a 2006 Suzuki Boulevard M50
Oh,
with just over 13,000 miles on it. It spends most of its time in the shed. I actually have a buyer for it coming Sunday to look at it, and I just haven't rode it. I don't drive it. It's a kind of a pain in the ass to get out of the backyard. When I say I have a shed, I have a 12 by 20 by 14 and a half foot tall shed that I keep my motorcycle in, along with my kayaks and all my other stuff. But it's a lot of getting my bike in and out. It's a pain in the butt to get it out. So I never ride it. So I've decided to sell it. And it's a turnkey bike. I actually went to Walmart today to get a new battery for it, and they were
Bud
sold
Light
out.
is tranny beer. What are you talking about, John Q?
Oh, because Bud Light supports some. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so I have to go back
ridiculous.
and
Yeah.
apologize to Sloppy Joe. Again, I've been drinking, so I don't
You
read
don't
very
need to
clear.
apologize to Sloppy.
No. I thought he said, "Why do you not drive a Harley Davidson?"
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was making a stab at those who have Harley Davidsons, which, by the way, I have a bunch of friends that all have Harleys. And I mean, I get it for if you're a woman, the bike vibrates like crazy. I understand if that's why you want to ride a Harley. But as a man, no, I'm just kidding. I just can't afford a damn. I bought this
Yeah.
bike.
Brand new Harleys are way cheaper than the older ones, though. Harleys are backwards as far as like cars and shit.
Yeah,
You
so-
know, the newer ones are cheaper.
If you go back to 2006, you'll see gas prices were $4 or something cents a gallon.
Mhm.
And I owned a Ford Expedition at the time with a 36-gallon fuel tank.
Yeah.
It was literally
I had an
cheaper.
Expedition.
It was cheaper for me to make a motorcycle payment and pay for
Mhm.
gas to get to work.
Yeah.
I could still save about $150 a month by having a motorcycle
Mhm.
with a motorcycle payment to get to work than it was to just have my Expedition
Yeah.
and the fuel cost. So I bought this bike. I rode less than 2 miles to work every day and 2 miles back. I would get, I don't know, 180 miles on 3.5 gallons of fuel. And that would last me like a month and a quarter. And so that's why I bought the bike. And then over time, we bought this house and I built a shed in the backyard, and it just became a gigantic pain in the butt to get it in
Yeah.
and out. So it literally I bought brand new tires for it, and it's set in a shed ever since. I just don't ride it. And my wife's like, "Why don't we get rid of it?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like at some point, I might want to ride it again, and then." No, I don't, because it's such a pain in the butt to get it in and out. I don't want to do it. And now I got to go around my camper. I got to go through the gate, go around the camper, not hit anybody's cars, blah, blah, blah. It's easier just to sell it.
I thought about getting one when I was driving for work until my father reminded me that I was going to get pulled over and I was definitely going to get a speeding ticket.
I
And then I figured you're probably right, so I did.
just got rid of. I had a bike which was a freaking crotch rocket, and I got rid of it because people drive nuts nowadays, and I don't want to be the target of some dumbass that pulls out in front of me for me to, paint the side of their car with my body. I'm good.
I don't worry about that so much.
Well, Florida, you don't even have to wear a damn helmet.
No, and I promised my wife. My wife should stop making me promise crap because I break that crap constantly. So she's like, if you get a motorcycle, it can't be a sports bike. I'm like, okay, I bought a Suzuki Cruiser. It's not a sports bike. You always have to wear your helmet. No problem, dear. Well, here in Florida in August, yeah, I'm not wearing a helmet. So then we got into paramotor and then promise me you're not going to do acro. Okay, well, everything now that I do is not acro. It's a descent technique to lose altitude in case I get cloud suck or I have to avoid airplanes. Like,
Oh
seriously.
my God.
Now, if he pulls that shit, he will lose his privileges. I'm not going to tell him what privileges, but he's going to lose privileges.
Oh,
if I did what?
If you start learning
Disguise
how to,
being stupid with descent techniques.
No.
'cause I'm not-
Okay. Most of these guys that fly PBG, they
You
all
fly around the sky on a window fan and bikes are
not
dangerous.
everybody that flies PPG is like Tucker Guyton's like, oh, I want to see if I can do a loop on a parrot. No, that's not me.
Well,
I
even
enjoy
Tucker,
just being
after he did it once or twice, was like, okay, that's dumb. I don't want to do that anymore.
Well,
Hey.
I don't even want to base jump. I don't want to do none of that crap. I enjoy flying just to fly. I'm good. Now I may want a foot drag. I may do some foot dragging. But
That's
as
easy.
far as doing, barrel rolls and all that, no, I'm good, man. I'm not trying to push the limits. I'm not like, hey, let's see how far I can go before I crash.
Put him back under the stairs, dire
Screw
thing.
that.
That's what's going to happen.
if you get caught, Scuba, if you get caught doing acro, we're all gonna not have to guess what your favorite little rascal is. Spanky. Because you're gonna be cut off.
Yeah.
No, you know what? No, he's got things he enjoys more than that I'll cut off.
Uh-oh.
That's fucked up.
I don't even.
I'll
I'm not.
fucking cancel. I'll cancel the Amazon account.
Oh,
then
shit,
What,
okay.
then what are you gonna do?
Man, I thought we were going dark on this. I was
No,
like,
I'm gonna take his
whoa.
fucking Amazon
Look, Dire
Prime
Thing already
privileges
put
away.
Amazon up there.
Yeah,
Wow, what
see,
the hell?
Dire Thing knows I will take your shopping privileges away.
I will get
And
my
he's like,
own Amazon account. The fuck?
No, you won't.
Okay, so John Q. Public said, I'll pay $30 for Cloud Suck. Will Fly said, it's $60 now. Inflation.
That Cloud Suck, man. That one lady that got sucked up to like
Up to
Oh my God,
40
that was crazy.
40,000 feet.
that blew my mind. I was like, okay, I knew Cloud Suck was a thing, but I didn't think it could suck you that high.
Well,
That's
I mean, when you fly into a fucking supercell, yeah.
You have no choice unless you know how to collapse your wing, which I will go ahead and tell you, an SIV will teach you how to ball up your wing. And it's not, I will tell you right now, it's not, it's balled up and you just Wile E. Coyote just drop straight down.
Yep.
It's not that. You do feel like you're falling, but it's not the where you lose your stomach and you can look down and go,
Well, compared to how fast it was sucking her up into the air.
yeah,
I mean,
dude, that was a bad situation. And
was
I mean,
crazy.
she ended
And
up with
she
frostbite.
lived. That is
Yes.
so crazy.
She ended up with frostbite. Like there was all kind of problems with her. And I'm telling you right now, if you ever get it, so you've seen clouds that are fluffy, and then you look at clouds that look like there's explosions.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that have cloud suck because they're exploding upwards. The air is rushing straight up.
Yeah.
And if you ever get into those and you don't know how to get out of them, welcome to 45,000 feet where the oxygen is super thin and you're not going to survive very well and you're going to freeze to death.
Unless
Yeah, I
you're
don't
that
know how
chick
she
who's
lived. I
apparently
really don't. I mean,
there's
she
no
passed
there's
Well,
no
out, but
I
Yeah.
think one of the only reasons she lived is because she passed out and her
Yeah.
body basically shut down and just went into survival mode.
you would have to honestly grab all of your A lines, pull them straight down, and hold them until you got out of it.
I just
And-
want to fly again. I mean, when is Easy Pace? Because I know it's really close to when my next fly-in is.
That
You
is
said
in-
you were going to come to Easy Pace. Damn it!
Now, calm yourself.
You
down.
said I quote. You said I'm coming to Easy Pace this year. You gonna
I'm-
bring her? You got to
listen.
come because that's
You know, you sound like my wife.
you're
Now you
close.
sound
You,
like my wife.
you gotta come. Damn it! Come!
I'm just gonna say
Hurry up!
you promised me food,
Oh, listen.
so
Easy Pace does not have a date set up. Hold on.
What? I know Easy Pace.
I'm on their page.
It's usually somewhere. Calm your tits. Damn, Scott. Did y'all see? Hey, did y'all see what shirt I got on? All
Will
right,
says it's September 13th.
I gotta show the Oh, September.
I do plan
This
on.
is the blueprint shirt Tucker got. I was trying to win, free training and everything.
Mhm.
I was gonna
I
take
have
it.
to say that his t-shirts are made out of very good material. Those are very soft.
They are
Okay.
nice shirts. They are nice
Yeah.
shirts. They're
So
not
Munchkin,
cheap.
Munchkin, are you going to be at Easy Pace?
I'm driving. Yeah.
Yes, she'll be there.
It's a yes or no.
Yes.
I will be there then.
You said you're bringing me
That's
food.
fucked
Fuck
up.
yeah,
Well,
I'm in.
if she don't come, you wasn't going. That's bullshit.
I didn't say that out
I
loud.
will bite
I
your
mean-
shin. Bring me barbecue.
She's a little feisty. She's a feisty
That's-
as shit.
I like feisty.
Oh, you like?
Oh.
Oh, well,
Oh,
she's got
dude,
plenty
seriously.
of that. She's got.
I will tell you my wife, I love her to death. I speak highly of her all the time, but she's so passive that it kills me sometimes. And when I find myself around someone who gives me shit and can take it, I'm just like, all right, we can hang out all weekend long because this will be fun.
Whoa.
And I literally find myself drawn to someone that gives me shit
You
as
like
much as
the
I can.
abuse.
Yes, 100%. I do. My wife, Jesus, that girl is just a walk. You just walk all over, and I'm like, why? Fight back. And then when she fights back, it's usually with a knife or a gun, and I have to run. I can't even be in the house.
A little overboard. Yeah.
It's calm, cool, collective, or category 5. Your choice.
Dar thing says if you like the abuse, you're definitely in the right place.
Yeah. No, if you guys are going to Easy Pace,
Yeah, I mean it's only an hour away, so
yeah,
I mean it's
gotta get Easy Pace. If
We
it's
did-
September, fine, but yeah, that's the
We-
same time that Soar the Shore is in September.
Now I
also.
am curious though because the Richmond race is usually in September, so
well, the last time I was there at Easy Pace, we went to the racetrack, but there was no races going on.
let's see.
But the racetrack is literally a 10-minute flight. And it's
Okay.
really cool because you can look at that runway they have there. You can foot drag the entire thing for, I think it takes about 8 minutes to go from the tree line to the other end of it. It freaking takes forever.
How much
Wow.
are tickets now? How did they go up?
No, it should be. Oh, for the race? I don't know about
Yeah.
the race. I'm not really into anyone just continuously going left.
Yeah, that's not why people go.
I'm just
Yeah.
now Mark McElroy from
It's
Paralife
for when the
PPG.
one guy doesn't go left. That's why.
Yeah.
You know.
So Mark from Paralife, he is a race fan. That dude knows everything about everything when it comes to races. And he can tell you how many gallons of fuel each one of them carrying, what the tire rotation is, what their lift is, what their drag is. Like he knows it all. And he goes off and so I'm just like, listen, Ray, man, you're gonna have to stop talking about racing because I'm done with it. None of this is intriguing to me. But yeah, he
I don't like talking about it, but I do like watching it
oh, he is ate up with it.
live.
He used to race. His kids used to race. He used to race from go karts all the way up to, I think, funny cars or something. But yeah, he's ate up with it.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
we went to Richmond twice a year. I've been to Martinsville. Being next to the track when those cars drive by is something else because that shit'll just shake you right out of your fucking shoes.
Is Martinville right there by Easy Pace?
No, Martinsville is to the west. It's probably about 2 hours away from Richmond. Martinsville's
That's
out in the middle of
way
fucking
west.
nowhere.
I have been. I think I've flown about 4 or 5 racetracks. I could not tell you which one I did. Mark could tell you every one he's fucking flown over. I
Well,
don't.
what states?
North Carolina,
North Carolina, Charlotte.
Atlanta's easy, yeah.
Atlanta. We flew that. We literally flew from the airport, which is 30 seconds. You're at the racetrack.
Yep.
What are the other ones?
I've been to that racetrack many times in Atlanta. Never flown over it, but
There's an airport right next to it that Mark flies from all the time.
huh.
I have flown over. I guarantee you 4 or 5 racetracks. I couldn't tell you anything about them, but
So,
Mark can tell
They're
you
doing
everything.
NASCAR in Richmond in July. Damn, I'm glad I don't have tickets to that anymore. Holy shit.
But if you guys are really going to Easy Pace, I will show up. Will fly. Yes, I did. I did know Matt Bell. Really super great guy. And
Scott, that's what Munchkin looks like in a seatbelt. I'm just saying.
That's
It's
what I
unfortunate.
on the couch. That
I
sucks.
will go. I'm going to go to Easy Pace, and I will bring my smoker. Last year, my pit boss. Last year,
Ooh.
I did very well with the $10 a plate for a leg quarter, baked beans.
Bring your $10 shit on, Shane. I'm down.
Yeah.
If it's talking
You
about
know-
We used to
plate
go
of
twice
foods
a
you
year.
got, I'm
September
down.
one was always the best, but now apparently it's in July, April and July instead of
Steve, you know what my number one complaint was?
What's that?
too big
Too
portions. You
much?
said last
Yep.
time, which
Yep.
I will not. You not have that
People,
problem with.
I
But
would
I don't
ne-
want.
you-
I don't
yeah.
want potato salad or coleslaw or none of that. Just pile it up with meat.
You'll
and I'll be
never
good.
hear me say, "Oh, that's too much food." By
I
God,
don't
I
like
will eat all.
coleslaw. That's iguana.
Hold
food. I don't
on.
want that.
Did Munchkin just talk about I can't
Yes,
give her
just
too much
give me
meat?
all the meat. Yes, that's it. That's what I said.
Give me
Give
all
me
the
all
meat.
the meat.
She does want all the meat. I don't understand why that is, but she wants all the meat.
Oh man.
I'm like a
Golly.
Tasmanian devil or a Wolverine. I'm small and I like meat.
It's getting late.
Horace says, "Where's my file?" Coleslaw is nasty shit. That's stuff you feed lizards. I don't want to eat
Hold
that
on.
crap.
I had coleslaw or a potato salad, and then my baked beans had the pulled pork that I had the night before.
Yeah, but you put
actually.
onions in them, so you ruined it.
So
Yeah,
Munchkin's not allowed.
No, she does not like onions. So
Onions are
anything-
the devil.
Do you like
Nasty
mushrooms?
I do like mushrooms.
You'll like me because I'm a fun guy. Shit.
Ah, damn, that was
That was
cheesy
a
as
dad
shit.
joke if I've ever fucking heard one or not. Yeah, onions are nasty. I
Yeah,
don't like potato salad either.
it's hard, Scott, living with somebody that does not like onions because they don't bother me at all. I mean, I'll go order onion rings and she's like, you know, I can't. Yeah, I just have to
Yeah,
get
but
what I
he
want.
won't eat spinach artichoke dip.
I do too.
What you look like, Popeye?
Spinach artichoke dip.
He's too tall to be Popeye.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll eat that. There's very
Plus,
few
it's
things I
really
won't
slappy.
eat. I mean, I don't like Brussels sprouts, but other than that,
Ugh.
Seriously?
Those are gross.
Oh.
Yeah, little
you
nasty
like
shit.
Brussels sprout? Don't cook that shit. No, keep that back at the house.
What you won't eat, you will not eat my sweet potato chips.
No, well,
No, I won't eat sweet
I
potatoes.
got. I mean, Doritos are better than sweet potato chips. I'm just saying.
All right, so Now that I know you two guys will be there, I'm gonna have to come up with a whole new menu. Thanks for all the asparagus, Scott. I do like asparagus. We just
Apple
made
pie
that the
Yeah,
other
filling?
night.
there's nothing wrong with asparagus. I'm
that would
good
be
with
good.
that.
Broccoli and cheese is
Well,
one
why
of my
not? You could put
favorite.
grape jelly and meatballs, right? Why not apple pie filling?
Grape
and
jelly and meatballs. What
Yes.
kind of? What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Wait,
That's how
wait,
you
bake
cook.
meatballs in the crock pot. His
Yeah, you put
barbecue
meatballs
sauce.
in a crock pot. You throw
and grape jelly.
in there. Oh, that's good stuff, man. Next
Okay.
on Shane's
But
cooking
Slappy
list.
said his secret ingredient is he puts apple pie filling in his baked beans.
All
That
right.
So-
sounds like that would be
You will
good.
not eat my sweet potato pie file
Mhm.
entry.
So I will tell you, Mark McElroy makes probably the greatest baked beans I've ever had in my entire life.
Really?
But it has onions in it, so Munchkin's out. But I will tell you right now, I have been to a billion different barbecue joints, and I always order the baked beans. Mark's is a killer. It is. I don't know he's actually given me the recipe. I've tried it. It didn't come out as well as his did. I
I
don't know.
don't mind the flavor.
Yeah,
of
there's always
beans, but
something.
they
It's
smell like
always
pee.
like, well, you
when
didn't
cook 'em.
tell me to do such and such. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, oh well, I just
I
assumed
agree with
you'd
John
know
Q.
to do
The Brussels
that.
sprouts
No,
are
you
disgusting.
got to write down everything. Damn it.
John Q. Public says Brussels sprouts are the Satan's testicles.
They are. They're nasty. Blech. I don't like Brussels sprouts.
Chili
Mine-
sauce and grape jelly with red pepper flakes. Ooh, man, that sounds good. All that. I like
Oh.
spicy stuff, so you can't hurt me with spicy. You know, that's fine.
Oh,
too.
so I have a stuffed jalapeno wrapped in bacon recipe.
That's
and it-
delicious.
It does not have jack diddly squat to do with cream cheese. If you put cream cheese and stuff jalapeno, don't bother with it. So we take Jimmy John's. Jesus, Shane. You take Jimmy Dean's maple syrup sausage.
I like maple sausage.
You take that pound of it. You put in a 2 cups.
For real country cooking, best you ever tried. Pick up a pound or two to Tennessee Pride. Oh,
So you take
Oh,
you take a 2 cups of sharp cheddar, mix it all together, and then if you don't have one, you get one, or you can use a butter knife. But I use the meat cocking gun. You shove the sausage in there, and then it's like a cocking gun. You just fill up
Did you
the.
literally laugh when he said cocking gun?
Yeah, it's a cocking gun.
meat cocking gun.
It is, and then you wrap it in bacon. And
What?
I'm
Cocking
not
gun?
understanding why I
What?
can't add cream cheese to that though.
no, cream cheese is for like if you're, I don't know, you don't have enough money for Jimmy Dean sausage.
Yeah, but okay, Jimmy Dean sausage and cheddar cheese sounds great. Just add some cream cheese to it. Why not all of it? I don't understand what's the problem.
This
Yeah,
is how
she
how
likes
I've
cream
done it.
cheese.
like
I mean, I'm
cheese
okay with cream
of
cheese
all
too.
kinds.
So
All right, so I'm going to say this in a lovingly manner. When you fuckers come to Easy Pace,
Y'all fuckers get here. You're gone.
when you fuckers show up,
Sorry, Scott.
we're going to do it 2 different ways. We're going to do just the Jimmy Dean and cheddar. Then we're going to do with the cream cheese because I've not done it that way, but I'm willing to try it because, well, I just want to prove you
Ooh,
wrong.
Slappy says Jimmy Dean and puff pastry. What's that? I need to see that. Oh, that looks good. Without the sesame seeds. We don't want to put Steve in the hospital. But
And I'm going to teach you guys how to do a crock pot lasagna at Easy Base.
crock pot lasagna. Hell yeah.
The only thing, and this has actually been my kryptonite of YouTube videos to make because I've had issues every single time, 8 different times.
see, I've always thought about it, but I'm like, how do you put? Because the sauce itself is not going to be enough moisture to soften the noodles and not
Bet.
have it turn out into
Angela,
a dry
I
husk.
want to
Bet.
come to that, but it's in June, and I don't think we're taking off literally in just what? Not even a week from now.
Next Friday, we'll be gone.
We're leaving to go to Georgia, and
Scott
if we try
says
to
that
take
shit better
more
have
time
ricotta in it.
off, that's gonna really. I mean, I'd love to go to Fly for Gage. Trust me. If we can make it happen, it'll happen. But
Well,
Fine,
I'm not.
John Q. Cream cheese
I'm
is
not-
delicious. I'll smother you in cream cheese, motherfucker.
Oh, hey.
I'm not saying what I'll do with you after that, but
Okay.
Hey,
smothering
Silent.
you some.
how you
So-
doing?
Silent.
If you don't make it fly for Gage, I completely understand. But easy pace, I will make you guys the crockpot lasagna. The only thing you have to cook
Shut up,
is the hamburger meat. You drain it, let it cool, and then you just do your layers like you would normally do a. You don't even have to cook the noodles. You just break them into whatever shape.
Do you get regular lasagna noodles, or do you get the ready to bake ones?
Just the regular ones
Regular?
that come in. Yeah, like you snap them and make them into shape. And at the very end, I'll tell you the key to this. The very end is to make sure that you put enough cheese to lock in all the moisture. Set it
There'll
on.
be enough cheese.
Silent. When you get
I love
older, you will
cheese.
like cream cheese. Damn it. You're not old enough yet to like cream cheese.
So after all the cheese is melted, it literally locks in everything. And if you have I forgot how many quarts crockpot we have,
Spaghetti.
but it feeds 15 to 18 people with a couple people coming back for a second.
How much more does it make versus like the typical 9x12 dish
Oh.
of lasagna? Double.
Well, you're talking 7 to 8 inches, maybe even 9 inches thick of lasagna.
Okay.
Damn.
So make sure you have a strong metal spoon when you go digging
You'll
in.
just have to come get it, Silent. I make good
Silent, I get Munchkin to make spaghetti all the time. I absolutely love spaghetti. It's one of my favorite foods to eat. Yes.
I love spaghetti, but my wife apparently grew up kind of like me in peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I don't eat peanut butter and
Both
jelly
suck.
sandwiches. She doesn't eat spaghetti anymore because we both grew up very poor. And apparently, peanut butter and jelly for me was the thing, and spaghetti with no
My
meat
nephew
was her
feels
thing.
the same about ramen noodles.
I never got tired of spaghetti though. My
He
mom made it
refuses to
all the
eat ramen
time, and I
noodles,
still
so-
love spaghetti.
Mhm.
Especially with garlic bread. Holy crap! I'm done with that.
Yeah, so I grew up literally Section 8 housing. Like the church brought us food. I actually got
My
the
sister
government
used to
cheese.
plug in their extension cord into their neighbor's house. So
Yeah.
yes.
Like we got the government cheese like in the cardboard box and then
Mhm.
it had the plastic wrap on it.
It's the same when you buy it from the commissary, big white box that just
Yeah.
has cheese on the side. Yeah.
Dude, it's the best cheese in the world. That was the first time I learned how to use a cheese cutter, like what it was actually for.
I got a fancy cheese slicer. It looks like the old school paper cutters that you had in school that had the big handle with the chunk.
Yep,
It's a
paper
miniature
cutter.
version of that, but it's for cutting cheese. It's very cool. I like it. It was expensive for something to
I
cut
have-
cheese with, but I wanted it.
I have spent years on my cheese cutter.
It's funny that you say spaghetti lasts a long time, Silent. Not here. By the second day, if there's any leftovers, the rest of the leftovers
Well,
are
that's
gone.
because you've seen the portion you
I
eat
told
at
you.
one
Well, I
sitting.
told you to make more. I can eat a big plate
In
of
order
spaghetti.
to make more, I would have to
Yes.
basically brown 2 pounds of hamburger meat, which means
Get her
I'd
done.
have
you
I have to
ain't
do it a
scaring
pound-
me.
I have to do it a pound at a time
Do
because
3
our,
pounds. I don't give a
our
damn.
pan is not big enough to
Okay.
brown 2 pounds of yeah.
So I'm not making fun of you guys, but we do 2.5, 3 pounds of ground beef for spaghetti.
There you go. See,
Hold
Shane
on.
knows what.
Hold-
Go ahead.
Hold on now. But we also plan to eat it for lunch the next day. So we need enough for and I'm a fat guy, so I eat a lot. My wife
So wait, it only makes it through one dinner and a lunch, and
yes.
that's it. Damn.
But my wife does not eat the noodles. She only eats the meat and the marinara.
What
That's
the
it.
hell?
She doesn't. It It's same with me and peanut butter and jelly. She will eat an entire loaf of peanut butter and jelly in a week's time. I will never touch peanut butter and jelly
You
at
ever
one
had
time.
just one of those times where you're like, you know what, I want toast, and for like 2 weeks, toast is the best thing you've ever fucking tasted, and then you just don't eat toast again for like a year? Just go
I-
on these toast kicks. All I want's fucking toast.
I guess I'm just opposite. I can do peanut butter and jelly, spaghetti, pizza. Bring it all on. I'll eat all that. All
The
that.
only thing I ever got tired
Hey, Abby.
of is when I worked at Burger King. The only thing we could eat free with no restrictions were the chicken tenders. I'm fine if I never have a chicken tender from Burger King again because they have a very distinct flavor to them and it's gross.
Now I do not care for chicken breast. Like it, I have to smother and cover it in whatever because I cannot stand the smell of chicken breast.
Well, who eats just regular old plain chicken breast? That's boring. as fuck.
Apparently, I mean, we grill chicken breast all the time, and I pour half a cup of barbecue sauce.
As you should.
Like it's so disgusting, but I can barely put any seasonings on some chicken quarters and eat them all day long. It doesn't
You know
bother
what's good is you take chicken breast and you butterfly them so
There's
they're
the
thinner.
Pink Panther.
Cover them in
Eddie
Italian dressing, panko breadcrumbs, and Parmesan cheese, and bake them in the oven. Yum yum yum. That's good. Comes out
Now
really good.
I will take chicken breast and stuff them with stuffing and cook them that way,
Cream
which
cheese.
is
Cheese.
the Jesus with the cream cheese.
You know what, Shane?
Cheese
There's
is good for
nothing.
everything.
There's almost, besides Brussels sprouts, almost anything else you could possibly cook is great. Ribs are really high on the menu too. I mean, if we need to bring some ribs, we can bring some baby back ribs, and we can
Hello,
get that
hound.
too.
What can I do for you, Bella?
Hell, if nothing else, I'll cook the ribs. I can cook the shit out of some barbecue.
Hey, Addie, how you doing?
Well, when you wrap your ribs, this is the key right here. When you wrap your ribs, what do you do?
Usually on my ribs, first thing I'm gonna do is probably coat them in mustard. The mustard soaks in all of whatever rub you're going to use
Do
on
you
the
take
ribs.
that membrane off the back?
It depends on what they look like from the store. The membrane, any kind of fat that you got on that meat gives
Membrane
it flavor.
is not fat.
Well, yeah, that's what well,
Munchkin's getting on my good side, just so you know.
that all that gives it flavor. It's
Membrane
just-
does not give it flavor.
If you
shit.
drop it on the ground,
Just
it'll
makes
give
it
you a
fucking
flavor
chewy.
too. But
You gotta
Munchkin,
get yourself a pair of fucking pliers and yank that membrane off.
you don't even need that. You need a butter knife and a napkin. That's it.
Pliers
Yeah.
are easy.
Okay, so Steve, after you've cooked your ribs, so you've already put your mustard on there as your binder. You've seasoned it. You put it on the smoker.
Mhm.
How long before you wrap your ribs?
That depends. Are you using? If I'm using a smoker, then I'll leave them on there a long time. I'd say 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours. It depends on what temperature I'm able to cook them at. You know, some grills are a lot hotter than others. I like
Do you wrap your ribs?
wrap my ribs with what?
Aluminum foil. He did them on the grill
Oh
and
yeah,
then
I
finished
put
them
them in
off in the
aluminum.
oven,
I
wrapped
wrap
in
my ribs
foil
right
after a
off the
couple
bat.
hours. Yeah.
So
So when you wrap your ribs, do you add anything to before you wrap your ribs?
the only thing I add to it before I wrap the ribs is the
More barbecue
mustard
sauce.
and the rub, and I think that's it.
Okay.
And I seal them up, and then that sits in the smoker or grill or whatever for a long time.
All right.
I
want
like cooking them in the oven first and then finishing them on the grill, but
Okay. Well,
that's a quick way.
meat will not take smoke flavor once it reaches above 160. So you would want to cook them in the smoker until they hit an internal temperature of 160.
Yeah.
When you get ready to wrap your ribs, I want you to try this for me just one time. And I'm going to give you guys all the secrets right now. if you take some parquet butter
Yeah.
before you wrap the meat side down, so you want to take the butter and put it into the ribs, and then take some all natural honey and put the honey in there. Put
Do
the
they
meat
even make parquet anymore? Sorry.
Actually, they use the
Parquet.
if I gotta go get it right now, I'll go get it. But they use the spray butter. The
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I use on the ribs. But I also put down honey and then put the meat side down, then wrap it tight, and then leave the meat side down with the heat, so that the butter and the honey absorbs into the meat. Try that one time and let me know what you think. I bet you won't be disappointed.
I'm drooling.
So you're saying before you wrap the ribs, you're putting honey and butter on there. Okay. I
Every
got you.
single time. Every single time. I have guys, I have personal friends who have won major barbecue competitions using parquet butter, the spray butter, out of a blue tube,
Yeah.
and honey.
Parquet.
It's got to be all natural. None of the
Yeah, none of the bull
BS.
crap. I got you.
It's 100% honey. Put it in there. For a rack of ribs, I would use maybe 2/3 of a cup of honey, and make sure the meat side down. Wrap it all up. Put it on there. Let it sit until it reaches the temperature of 205. Well, 203 to 205, and then you're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I haven't
Damn,
tried it.
that's a big ass pizza
I
slapping.
haven't tried it that way, but I've made lots of good. You know what's weird? Have you ever cooked a meal that you thought was just okay, and then you have company come over and they were like, "This was the best ever," and you're like, "I don't know why." I did that one time with chicken. All I did was I grilled out some barbecue chicken, and for some reason, it came out really good. There was not a piece of meat left on any part of the bone of all that
Sometimes
chicken.
it just comes out really good.
I was like, damn.
See, I think a lot of people overcook chicken because
Yeah.
they're like, I don't know, it's juicy. That means it's raw. Keep cooking it, and they
Yep.
dry it out until it's just
yeah,
a
you don't
fucking
want
husk.
dry chicken. Ugh.
165.
Man, they were
See,
demolishing
that is one thing I learned
chicken.
when I started doing Thanksgiving was always trust your thermometer.
And what
Always
is
trust the thermometer.
so? How do you check your thermometer for temperature?
In
You
the
always
center.
go
Well,
really
it
close.
depends. It depends on what you're cooking. If you're cooking something boneless,
You
want to
go
be
in
in the
deep,
center of the
Shane. You got to
thickest
go
part.
in deep.
No, it's
No.
got to be in the center because if
No.
it gets too close to the
You're both
bottom, it's
wrong.
going to pick up the heat from the pan.
You
Oh.
both are wrong.
Okay.
So how do you check your accuracy of your of your thermometer?
Oh, I've never done that. I've just always
Okay.
gone.
So
I've
you
never
feel
calibrated my thermometer.
okay. Well, this is how you do it, because you don't know if that thermometer is 5 degrees off or 10 degrees off, or
Right.
if it's spot on.
Well,
So
I
you-
always used my regular old mercury meat thermometer. That was my old
I-
trusty.
I would 100% agree with you on that until I learned this. You take a glass and fill it with as much ice as you could possibly get in it, then fill it with water.
hmm
Stir it around, and then put your meat thermometer in there. You with that water that's in there, it should be about 34 or 35 degrees with the ice and the water in there. So if your thermometer says it's 40 degrees, then you know it's roughly 4 degrees, 5 degrees off. It gives
Okay.
you a little bit better understanding of your meat probe temperature.
I've never even thought about calibrating my thermometer, but like when I always used Old Trusty, which literally you can't even see the letters on it. I just
Right.
know where the mercury's supposed to be
Correct.
on the metal plate.
So I have 4.
Never done me wrong with an undercooked
Silent.
turkey.
If
or
you ask
overcooked.
who's better at cooking between me and Munchkin, it depends. Now I'm great at cooking meat and stuff like that. Munchkin can desert her ass off, so I there's no winner.
That's not
between-
cooking. That's baking. That's completely different.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
see-
yes, Munchkin's a baker.
My wife is better at microwaving than I am.
I could make
She's
cinnamon
good at
rolls that can
microwave.
kill a
She can
diabetic.
microwave her
And I'm
ass
very
off.
disappointed that the last batch of cinnamon rolls I did, my yeast failed me, so my dough didn't rise the way it should have. So they were denser than they should have been.
Yeah, she makes them big old Cinnabon gigantic things which didn't rise the last time, and
No,
we were like,
they were still
damn,
they
they're
were
little
still
mini
good,
buns.
but yeah, they didn't.
So Munchkin, the next time you decide to check to calibrate your meat probe, that's how you do it.
Well, now I want to
So
do that.
ice water should be sitting around right at about 34, maybe 35 degrees. So you got a halfway point there. And that'll give you, I have 2 meat probes in here that are four or five, I can't remember now, 4 or 5 degrees difference between the two. And they're the same brand.
Yeah,
So-
I'll have to check my thermometer and see how close it is. I got a better thermometer now, so I'll have
Cornell
to check
chicken
it.
will give me a link, Slappy.
So if you don't think 4 or 5 degrees is different, when you hit chicken at 165 and it's really 160, now where are we sitting at? We're sitting at the
Either raw or overcooked.
Well, yeah, 100%. So, the first thing I do when I get a new meat probe is that's exactly what I do every single time. I know exactly where that one is within a 1 or 2 degree temperature difference.
What in the world?
Now, my number 1 video on YouTube, my wife and I do not remember the cook at all. It's the funniest thing ever. If you look up, what is it? Crock. I don't even know what the hell the name of it is. Let me look it up. Hold on. It's
Slappy
got.
said he doesn't trust you now when he heard you say crock pot lasagna.
Oh, you can. Hey, you can talk all you want. I have gotten. I don't know why this has been my kryptonite of a video to make. I don't know.
Was it the pizza?
No, it's the crock pot lasagna. One time I made it, I came home and something was, I don't, there's always something that happens and I don't know what the heck happens. It goes wrong every single time.
See, I made a steak soup once with beef tips and egg noodles, and the first time I made it, it came out perfect. It was delicious. And then the next time I made it, you know, you're supposed to put in your egg noodles like that's the end, you know. So once it's all cooked and you've browned your meat and put it in the crock pot and it's cooked for a couple hours, you put in your noodles for the last 15-20 minutes. And I did that, and it was probably a half an hour before we went down to eat, and the noodles had fucking just disintegrated. It
Oh,
was
really?
like
Yeah.
glue. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I got shitty egg
The noodles just
or
disappeared.
what
I was
happened,
like,
but
what
yeah,
the hell, man?
they ceased to be noodles. They fucked off into another consistency entirely, and it was still good, but it was gross looking.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
So my number 1 video for cooking is, and if you Google this or YouTube it, it'll be either top or second one that you guys see, is creamy ranch chicken crock pot dish. It's like 3 minutes and 47 seconds of me making fun of myself the entire time. And yet it's got 54,000 views on it. Why? It's the dumbest video ever. My wife and I do not even remember making it. And I can tell you right now, I call my wife in here. She's in the living room on the other side of the house. I'd be like, "What's my number 1 video? Do you remember making it? Do you remember eating it?" She'd be like, "Nope." And it's me making fun of myself.
I got a video like that. It's got a hell of a lot more of it. Well, mine was talking about a mod that would basically blow up in your pocket. It's called a cherry bomber, go figure. But yeah, it's got a hell of a lot of views, but it got posted on ECF, that's why.
All right, I found it. I'll have to watch it.
You
later.
found it? Cool.
But and there's some good comments in there on the comment section about grilling, sauteing some onions and putting it in there, which I would like to try. But see, Steve, I've never started YouTube to become anything other than it being a distraction in my life. You know why? You know why I need a distraction. But
there's a lot of guys on here that have done YouTube vape wise to make monetary value off of it. And now all of them, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but
Try it, Cherokee.
what's his name? Tony B now
Mhm.
reviews electric bicycles.
Mhm.
What's the chick with the blonde hair?
The weird one.
Yes,
The-
the one that
Sophie.
does
Sophie.
OnlyFans. Zophie
Sophie.
vapes.
Yeah.
Guess what she reviews now? Electric
Anything.
bicycles.
Well, guess what? Will Fly has 11,000 plus subscribers. Turned his monetization off because he wants you to watch his videos and
Yeah.
not be bothered with commercials.
No,
With-
there's
with-
some people
right,
that
with
literally
ads and
thought they
stuff.
could make a living and pay their mortgage
No.
by doing fucking vape
You
reviews.
I started YouTube as a distraction from my depression. For those who don't know, I lost my son at the age of 19, or he was 19. He was battling cancer, lost his battle. So I got into just a routine of shitty things in life, and YouTube was I got to the cooking community. They were really open arms, and it was really awesome. Then then I started flying paramotors, and what better name to have in paramotoring community than Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane? Because, well, that name sticks out.
No,
Everyone,
and it's true. I would never trust a skinny
right.
chef.
So everyone has like PPG George or PPG Tom. Well, Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. Guess what? Everybody freaking remembers that because
Right.
one, it takes you 8 hours to say it all, and two, it just stands out because you're not,
Banditos.
but anyways, I haven't done a cooking video in quite a while. My wife, I cook amazing food, and I don't mean to. I'm not tooting my own horn. My wife is like, Shane, why didn't you videotape this? I'm like, I just don't feel like it. And videos, I fly all the time. I don't record everything because I don't really care. I want YouTube if it starts feeling like a job, I'm out. I already got a
Yeah,
job.
yeah. You just do it.
I don't want to.
I get you. I get it.
So
Now-
when I hear people say, "Oh, well, look how well I'm doing," I'm like, "Great, you're putting all this effort in, and I'm not putting
Awesome.
nothing
Congrats,
in."
Dustin.
Congratulations.
2 years cancer free.
Yes, congratulations.
That's awesome.
No, when I hear that, it's to me, I'm like, thank God,
Mhm.
because seriously, my son was the year before he was 14 or 12th in the state of Florida for wrestling. Went into the military within a year of graduating high school, was pretty much dead. So, yeah,
Wow.
when I see 2 years cancer free, I had melanoma twice, so I know it's cancer, but I don't really consider it cancer. And I guess I'm cancer survivor regret or whatever you want to call it. So, long story short,
Yeah,
screw
I
all that.
lost my dad to cancer. So yeah.
Yeah, it just sucks, dude. It doesn't care what color you are. It doesn't care how rich you are, how poor you are, how young, how old. It don't give a damn. It just takes and takes and takes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I mean, we have our memories. We have this flying for Gage in June. So, and all the money for that goes to a scholarship in my son's name for sportsmanship, being a good person, school spirit, stuff like that. Right now, it's one student per year.
Mhm.
It's $500 scholarship. If the flying does well, we'll start doing more scholarships per year per student, and maybe even up it a little bit. Just depends on how well the flyings do.
Yeah, if it's any way possible that I can make it down there, we'll be down there. I can't see it, but I'd love to be down there for it.
Listen, I get it. I have a lot of time this year. I've taken off of work. I'm going to be taking off of work, and my
Yeah.
supervisor's looking at me. I'm like, look, bro, you give me all this overtime and offer it up as comp time. you can't complain about me taking off work because I've already worked it.
Right.
So you make a decision. You want me to take the cash? I won't work the overtime because I don't need the cash. Like, I would rather, it's more important to me to have 7 hours of paycheck off of work than it does to have $40 of my paycheck.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do with $40? That ain't going to do me
Yep.
nothing. So I would rather have the time off of work than I would to get the cash for it. And
Yep.
then they're like, well,
Well, and
I'm
if
like,
nobody's else willing to do it, take
And
it or
that's-
leave it. This is the deal we had.
and that's the thing. No one wants to work the overtime. So when they're like, hey, can you work? I'm like, yeah, it's going to be comp time. Understands. Like, well, you're only allowed to have 75 hours on the books and you got 105. I'm like, well,
Well, I guess
apparently
I need to take off next week then.
apparently I'll see you in 40 hours because I'm out of here.
I'm like, thanks for noticing. I'll be
we
back
better
next
get
week.
off here because we got to get up for Alice in Wonderland really early. And
Uh-oh.
We do. Yep.
you
Hey,
wanna-
listen,
What?
thank you guys very much for having me on tonight.
Oh, it's great.
It was
man.
freaking awesome.
I enjoyed talking to you.
Yes. Thank you for joining.
I couldn't wait to
Even
have
though we
the,
completely squirreled out and we lost you somewhere in your vape journey on like year 4, 3.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
whatever.
we'll have to fill
There's
in the
plenty of
rest
time to
later
discuss
on.
that, yeah.
We can do that too.
Yes, we're going to have to take a trip down memory lane. Remember, we will most likely not be here next Friday because we're going to be in Georgia. So if we do cast, it'll be from a hotel room.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy!
Wow.
Which
hotel
means
Wow.
I won't
casting.
be on the show. It'll be him because we're not trying to squeeze into one little laptop screen.
I'll have to yank
So-
Shane into there so I can have somebody to race
Yes.
hell with.
Yeah.
I'm down with the brown.
I don't want to hear about your brown
Be
adventures.
very careful where you say that because that could lead to some surprises for you. You were checking your back door earlier, so you never know.
Hey, listen, we have a show on Tuesday night.
Yep.
You can find me at Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane on YouTube, or you can just type in ppgshane.com, which is Power Paragliding Shane.com. Anyways, we're gonna have Dave Ruff back on Tuesday, and he's gonna be talking about safety of going to school, what kind of instructor you should be looking out for, and the ones that you should stay away from. So if you
Well,
guys
you made
are
it into RS's file. I'm down with the brown. There you go.
He keeps a file of all these weird
He does.
comments.
He does. Yeah.
Well,
He's
I'll-
just supporting UPS. That's all.
hey, I got plenty of the dumb sayings, just so you know. Yeah, Steve, if you want to come on Tuesday night, great. But pretty much Dave Ruff is gonna just have his.
If
field
he's gonna
day.
run with it,
Yeah.
there's no need for me. I'm just a filler, man. Even
No.
when I was on your show last week, that's the only show I've been on that I've been the quietest I've ever seen myself.
Yeah, that literally never
I
happened.
usually run my mouth all the time. I was quiet most of that show.
And you haven't been invited back since, right?
I know, right?
Last week.
Damn.
Hey, listen, I was telling Will and Mark, I was like, dude, Steve is freaking awesome. I go on the shows on Friday night, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, they're both like, well, see if he wants to come on. I'm like, anytime. So,
Well,
Yeah.
hey, it's fun hanging out
I
with
think
you
he's pretty
regardless.
cool. I enjoy him.
if you can't get the coolest person, Munchkin, on, you might as well get the second best.
I
You what
know,
mean?
right? I
Exactly.
get it. Yeah. Don't give her the big head. Look how big her head's getting. Holy shit.
It's just the hair. It's-
Y'all have a great weekend out there. Make sure y'all go check out Shane's show. It'll be on
Mhm.
Tuesday night. Yeah, just ppgshane.com. That'll take you over to his YouTube page. That'll get you over there. He's on the same time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday nights.
Yep.
And he's going to have David Ruff on there explaining a bunch about, if any of you guys are interested in power paragliding or the safety of stuff in the air.
I
It'd be a
just
good
think
show to
it's
watch.
interesting how the self-regulating is kind of paralleling what
It
what
is
we had
very
to do
similar
over
to
here.
the way vaping is and all the
Yeah.
rules we're getting. And if power
Well, and you run into the
paragliding,
same issues of some people that are like, "Ah, whatever. and then other people that take it very
Well,
seriously. So.
it's because of the power paragliding. If we don't self-regulate and we keep doing stupid stuff, then they're going to start imposing laws on us where we all
Yep.
have to have licenses and crap like that just to be able to fly, which would really suck. That would throw
Actually,
everything out.
Next Friday, if we want to go back to my story of vaping,
Mhm.
I can go into telling you about the first time I went to Applebee's and was blowing the vape under the table
Mhm.
while the guy sitting across from me was blowing it in the air. Brought all kind of attention, and now we can't vape inside of restaurants.
Yep.
Why?
There you go. All right.
Yep.
Y'all tune in next week. We'll catch you all later. Y'all have a great weekend and
Good night.
see y'all from a hotel somewhere next week. Peace out.
Peace.
It's not gonna be a hotel somewhere. It's gonna be in Georgia.